the studio. Hi, welcome to Marital. Hey, I'm Stacey. I don't.
Doug.
What the fuck is Doug?
I'm editing my privacy.
You're editing your privacy?
Yes. I like private things.
Oh lordy. I don't know what he's doing married to me. Can we just talk about how poofy my face looks right now? Like I look. It's not a good look. Anyway, so this is Marital Hate. We do a live stream every Monday through Friday. Except when like we have technical difficulties or I'm vomiting profusely or Doug is having a problem. What are you doing?
I'm getting in the pool, but
Why are you throwing the hats off the flamingos?
I didn't throw them off. They just sort of fell.
What? Who was in charge of the flamingo hats?
They're me, but I was not given ample time, and I was given cheap plastic things.
In any case, as massholes, which we are, we celebrate the 3rd of July, which I realize is confusing to people who do not celebrate the 3rd of July.
And why do we celebrate the 3rd of July?
Because everybody's hungover on the 4th. You sleep off your hangover on the 4th. You party on the 3rd. You stay up late. I seriously. Oh well, we're getting there.
Oh.
So my face is like I don't know, weirdly swollen. Doug is here. Todd's here, and you got his hat wet.
I did.
Oh my sweet
I
baby
fixed
Jesus
that.
on the cross. So, y'all, okay. Todd's here and Anne's here. We're so happy to see you. So for people who are new, the podcast is called Marital Hate, but we don't usually hate each other. As a matter of fact, we are coming up on 10 years of wedded
marital
bliss.
And
And
marital bliss wasn't as good of a show name.
Not even close. So what we do is we talk about various things. Tonight I am prepared for class, which is a change because lately it has not been a great thing. And we're going to talk about some stuff, and it's a live interactive podcast. So it, the show is actually better when you interact. And the thing that's really cool is the people that watch on a regular have all become friends, are haters. And so, like, perfect example are Todd and Ann. They're like besties. And so if you're feeling lonely and you need a friend or you're bored or whatever, this is the place to be. We accept you. You can be one of us. Are you going to fall off that again?
Hope not.
What are you? Why did you have your goggles on?
I left them out.
No, you didn't. I brought them.
Oh, you brought them.
Put your goggles on. I told everybody Elton John was coming, and I think if you put them on, they'll be fooled.
Elton John.
Okay.
Elton John.
And Todd is saying hi to Anne. Again, everybody is pals. Why does my face look so dehydrated? I don't like it.
I think I can get this one-handed.
What do you need help with?
No, I gotta put on my goggles. Hold on. I gotta make my entrance.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm wondering if he is out there and or available. Let me find out real quick.
Hello.
Okay, so you guys sorry, I was just reaching out to Wesley. So some of you may have seen the previous episode of Marital Hate where I just can't get over how poofy my face is. What is going on with it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, but look, do you see it? It's like all like
I think it's fine. But it's also 4,000 degrees out today.
it is 4,000 degrees out. Well, it was I was in the Jeep, so I drive a black Jeep. And I had the doors off, and I did have the emergency top on like a bikini top. Put your goggles down, Elton.
I feel like Lafitte Pincay.
You feel like Elton John. You're the Rocket Man. Don't splash too much. Your laptop was expensive. So I don't even know where I was going with this.
Talking about.
So it's Wesley's birthday, and I just messaged him to find out if he could come on because I thought we might sing to him and horrify the poor kid. He's not really a kid. He's a 28-year-old man. And, the thing that I always forget that we didn't cover on the podcast, like we talked to Wes about like the things that he likes and the things that, he's interested in and his, all the stuff that we talk about when we interview people.
Yeah.
But the thing that was, that we never touched on the entire thing is that Wes had, of course, everybody probably knows by now because we talked about it a million times, is that Wesley's on the autism spectrum. And the thing that we didn't talk about was how far he came from a kid who going to school was a nightmare for to being a college
Going to a
graduate.
restaurant or in the car with wipers was a nightmare for him. So
Yeah, the poor kid had such a hard time, and he's overcome so much. If you need a fucking inspiration, Wesley,
look no further.
Wesley. Oh my God, this kid.
No
He
further.
graduated with honors at UMass Boston, which, by the way, is no slouch of a school. People have
He's no
trouble
slouch
getting
of
in
a
there.
kid.
He's not a kid anymore. He's
No,
28,
he's
and he's
28.
bigger than you.
He was actually kind of freaking out about that, and I was a little too.
He was?
I don't look old enough to have a 28.
Yeah, you do. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does he look old enough to have a 28-year-old? I think everybody's just waiting for you
smart
to
enough
flip.
to have a 28-year-old.
You don't look smart enough to have
I don't look smart.
Well, it's actually really funny that you should mention that because it's one of the many topics that I wanted to cover. I don't know if he's going to come.
He might be at the.
They were going to do a
fireworks event.
cookout. They were going to do fireworks and all that stuff. So anyway, I was hoping to sing to him, because that's exactly what he needs is my singing. Poor kid will be like, "Oh, that's enough. I opt out." I don't know. That's just my thing. We have actually a lot of excitement in this next span of days. So Wesley's birthday is today, and of course it's the 3rd of July, which in Massachusetts people really celebrate the 3rd, not the 4th. You do stuff on the 4th, but the 3rd is the day because they get fucked up. And then although we don't. But then you can recover on the 3rd. And so if you happen to be in the Scituate area, of course what do they call the Hummerock float thing? Hummaflock, which is a float event. There's Mina Beach has a sandcastle contest. I think Sand Hills has a bike parade. There's all kinds of stuff to do up there. Cape Coral has Red, White, and Boom, and you can buy VIP tickets, but they are sold out. And it's a lot of walking. You have to walk from Del Prado to the bridge.
Well, I think you also get VIP parking if you spend the $35 a person.
Well, I would have done that if I had not that we have $35 a person to spare right now, especially because. But our neighbors behind us are going to light off fireworks, and our neighbors down the street, Jen and Lenny, they're lighting off fireworks, and they invited us. So we're going to beat the crowds and maybe float around the pool a little bit.
Hey now.
It was so funny too because Lenny was like, "Stacy, you'll be fine. We'll just sit you next to the pool with an umbrella." I'm like, "It's 100 degrees. An umbrella is not going to help me. Give me a vat of dry ice to sit in, and I will melt a little."
Although I have noticed when they have electrical crews or any crews that are doing some repair to it, like a pole or something they in the ground, they put up a beach umbrella.
Which is funny because I've seen people walking around with umbrellas, and I'm like, seriously, you're being so dramatic. I saw a woman yesterday. I was like, are you kidding me? But you know what? It's valid. It's a very valid point. Okay, so I'm going to pull my notes out. So, Doug, where are your notes?
They're up here in my brain.
Okay, tell us all the wonderful
things. I'm floating
things.
around a pool. I don't know about you. I can't,
Well, you could have your phone or your piece of paper.
I fell in already.
Are you worried you're going to get your piece of paper wet?
Yes.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus on the cross.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So, whilst we're, so in the next week, Tracy's here. She says, hello, my friends. Again, one of the original haters. These people are just amazing, most supportive, encouraging, funny, intelligent people you will ever meet in your life. 3 of them right there, Todd and
I believe,
Tracy.
Wasn't it the other night we said that we were all tapped in the head?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was.
So I don't know why Todd just said Stacy, but that is my name. Don't wear it out. Now you can wear it out. If my kids didn't wear it out, nobody can. And Todd says maybe the poopy face is from doing Botox. I do not do Botox. Are you kidding me? Have you met me? Would I do Botox?
We did home Botox. I used caulk from the Home Depot.
If I were
that actually happened in Framingham, Mass. There was this basement apartment. The guy was doing fillers, and he used caulk from Home Depot. You can't make this stuff stupid. Up. Half of the stuff.
But you know what I'm going to say? I don't know that the caulk is any more dangerous or less dangerous than the Botox that they put in people's face. There is no way I would put a chemical in my body. And actually, it's really funny because we have many topics tonight. One of them is
let's get to it.
The amazing gift that I got from my friend Anne for my birthday. She's early. And I appreciate that. Doug opened it. Doug's like, oh, because we get Amazon packages all the time.
Amazon package.
And I always it's like Amazon Christmas.
Otherwise, I would have saved it for you.
It's Amazon. If it was supposed to be I'm excited. I got it early. I like to be patient, so thank you. But if you want me to not open my present early, if you want to be a stickler, you could like tell Doug, hey, like there's a present.
Yeah,
for
you could.
Stacey. So it's like Amazon Christmas here. So like I buy things that we need for the house on Amazon because it's hard for me to go to the store. And so because it's hard for me to go to the store, I buy everything on Amazon. You know, or sometimes I'll go to the Dollar Tree, which I did today because we got
Dollar Tree.
Look at that. We got hat. Oh, you can't see it. We got little hats for the flamingos to make them all festive for y'all. But I don't usually leave the house.
Oh, no, still.
So I don't usually leave the house. So there's always Amazon packages coming. Not always, but like, you know, I don't know, what, 2 a week?
At least.
Like,
you know, a lot of times.
No, but sometimes it'll be nothing for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it'll be like 4 packages.
Thing of like supplements, and then it'll be like a couple pens, and then, you know, like it's nothing like great.
Yeah, it's nothing exciting. It's like literally crap that we need for the house that comes. So it's Amazon Christmas up in this bitch. So like, you know, we didn't do anything for Christmas this year. No. It was actually really depressing and sad. But
it was a little sad.
We could have done something,
you know,
but somebody wasn't in the best mood. And
I have seasonal depression.
You have a being broke depression. And just general misery depression.
I don't even have a chimney. How can I have a Christmas?
I don't know, but that plant should be on the stand or it's not going to drain. So the point is that I was chastised today because I'm not saying that's not the point is enough anymore.
It's not the subject.
The point is that we get Amazon packages all the time, and instead of doing Christmas, Doug gets to open presents and acts surprised when he opens them.
So one of today's presents. It was really heavy. It was dirt.
Yes, it was dirt.
Oh, and there was one present that was supposed to be like a fun present, Well, we have these rectangular tins, and they've been filled with the good dirt.
Hang on, I'm getting there. Hold off.
Oh, so now you get all the good stories.
All right, go ahead.
Marital hate.
Well, I was still trying to do this.
Okay, no, finish that.
Okay, so anyway, my friend Anne, so thoughtful of her, sent me this. And there's a cute little note, which I saved. It's taped in my notebook. So it's an Alice in Wonderland tarot card deck. And if you don't know this, I have an Alice in Wonderland sleeve. And what is the first tattoo? Alice falling down the rabbit hole. So I shuffled the cards up, pulled a card. And what is the first fucking card that I pull?
A 2 of clubs. Alice in the hole, of course.
Alice falling down the hole. What are the odds? Like, shuffled the deck. There are, 3,000 cards in this deck. That's the first card that comes up. And they're really well constructed. And the I just have to show you this, the unboxing.
Unboxing is
and by the way, this was on, I'm hard to buy for, allegedly. This was on my wish list for a while. So, it's like Apple quality box. Like, feel that sweet
with a
suction.
Nice matte
see the book
lamb on it. It's very nice.
And then you see there's this little ribbon that helps you pull the book out, right? You can pull the book out. And then the cards are there, and they're really well designed and really well made.
Rounded, die cut edge. Look at that. Fantastic.
Look at how thick this deck is.
That looks
what were the odds that was going to be the card I was going to pull? And listen, I don't
foil stamped on the journal.
Do you have wet hands?
No, they're not.
No,
I thought they were super deluxe, but they're only regular deluxe. They're actually.
But I do think it's really interesting that Disney is making tarot cards, but that's a whole other thing. But I had wanted these. I don't know how Anne read my mind. She seems to do that a lot. She's just an amazing, amazing person, and we're so lucky to know her. We're lucky that she is in the world with us.
You just like it because she sends you stuff.
When you're in the world.
How wonderful life is. And Walker's in the world.
Put your glasses on, Elton. Go ahead, now sing it.
Candle in the wind.
She's not a candle in the wind. She's going to be here forever. So thank you so much, Anne. I've already used them like 3 times. Not that I really know what I'm doing. I just kind of make it up as I go along. I shuffle them. I ask a question. I shuffle them. Shit comes out.
I think you're supposed to ask a question, right? I don't know. I don't know how.
All right, tell the dirt story.
Oh, so anyways, one of the packages today, I'm all excited, right?
Tell them about the dirt containers.
Oh, so we have these little tin, like planters, right, with little handles on them. They fit perfectly in our 2 front windows. There's 2 of them.
Somewhere. Did we have them in the old house? I can't remember.
I don't know why we had them or where they were.
Well, I bought them because we thought our house used to be a tin shop. It wasn't.
Or something, yeah.
And we bought them, and they would fit perfectly on a windowsill, so we were going to put plants in them, but I don't know if we ever did.
I don't know that we ever did either. So, unless... Did we
I think
Would
we
they
put,
ever put anything out front?
I think that they might have been out front.
They
in
might
them.
have been. We don't know.
Anyway, we have them.
Long
We
story short,
put them on the windowsill here
with the dirt in them.
because we had dirt left over. So we bought a big bag of dirt, like we just did again today. We bought a big bag of dirt. And there was a little dirt left. So I was like, well, rather than put it back in the package, let's put it in here, and then it'll be ready when we pick up some plants. We never got around to picking up some plants. So Doug's been watering the dirt to keep the dirt going.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And I went on Amazon, and this is a pet peeve of mine. I searched organic lavender seeds because I wanted to grow some lavender. I thought that would be nice. And so I grabbed the first thing that I found because it's this big old thing of organic lavender seeds. Except what does that say? Does that say seeds? No, flowers. So you could put the most specific. Where are you going?
No, the lights are on. You weren't prepared for the show, were you?
I carried everything out.
Putting on hats.
How many notes do you have for the podcast?
I'm in my head.
We'll see how many notes he has for the podcast. Anyway, these are not lavender seeds, but apparently you can do a lot of shit with them. So actually, there's a woman, Rugworthy, Rugwirthy. I think her first name's Kathy. I can't remember off the top of my head. She does latch hook rugs and sells them for cheap. Like they're like less than $20. And so I was going to get Doug the Buffalo Bills one and fill it with lavender flowers. And so I have them now, and I also sprinkled them around my house because it makes it smell nice. So my house does smell like hippies, and we will eventually get that for Doug. And I went on to Amazon this time, and when you do your search, I'm telling you, no matter how specific you are, they're like, this is what we're going to give you instead. So you have to be really, like, you have to check and double check because you might order like a little tiny, like little, I don't know. Like you might try to order like the double dong for two people who like massive dongs, and you could get like something very small, and you just have to really be careful. Yeah, you could get a double dong keychain.
That's not going to do you any good.
Oh my god, I want a double dong keychain.
Do you really? Okay, I'll get that for your birthday.
I don't need anything for my birthday. Although if anybody has a double dong keychain they want to send me, go for it. Do you know you can take the double dong and put one in the one hole and the one in the other hole?
I think
I'm not doing that, but people can. I learned that at one of those sex toy parties.
The only one I've ever seen, any double dong I've ever seen, was like a novelty one that was literally like this big, like
that big around?
And it was like 3 feet long.
I do not like that. So Tracy says hi to Todd, and she says so awesome. I think she's talking about Anne being awesome and not the double dong.
No, the cards are awesome.
And the cards are awesome. Yeah. And the double dong might be awesome too. Whatever it takes.
These are not sunglasses. They're like a child size.
Yeah, doesn't he look like Elton John? Tracy says double dong for Barbie. Oh, well. Actually it was really funny because when my kids were little.
Good point. Yeah.
When my kids were little, we would always go. So we played Barbies when they were little or whatever. And then the kids didn't have any more Barbies because they had kind of outgrown them. And we were at Brimfield. I remember Noelle bought the box of Barbies for $10. It was a whole box of Barbies. And so, and they were like,
that was actually prior to me being around. I don't know if that was when I was around.
You're right. It was prior to you being around. I didn't even know you yet. So Noelle buys this box of Barbies for $10. And so she was older at the time. So we would start to play games with like the Barbies. And she would be like, my Barbie. She'd be like, my Barbie's gay. Like she would just like make up stuff, and she'd be like, my Barbie is depressed today. Like it would be like a soap opera, and it would always be
peaked in high school.
It would always be so funny. And now that she's an adult, obviously she's 22, I can't even imagine if there was a Barbie double dong, that girl would be going to town with it. I know I would. Not with the double dong on myself, not on herself, on the Barbies.
On the Barbie.
Didn't you see? This is the thing. You don't know this, but when you're a kid, at least I don't. You guys tell me if you did this. I would take the Barbie or the Barbie and the Ken, and I would take their clothes off, and I would like
mush them up,
rub them together, and I would get all tingly.
That's not normal development.
Maybe not.
No.
And so in my grandparents' basement, we had these like little. What do you call those things? It's like a window, like it sticks
like
out.
A casement window, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's.
So it was like the walls were paneled in, and so it was like a little cubby almost for the window, and you could go there, and then on the outside of the house were these like little ditches or whatever. And so I would put the Barbie and the Ken up there because it was like their apartment or whatever. And I would have them just fucking going to town on each other. And then like my family I would hear them coming down the stairs, and I would be like, I'm just dressing them. Because you're not supposed to do that.
It's not normal development. There was something amiss. And years later, this box of Barbies was still around. and we had this
Oh, the Jesus.
We got this inflatable Jesus.
This Jesus was amazing.
You put it on the table and you whack
Back
it,
and Jesus
and it
pops
blows
out.
itself up. And he's like, like, hello, everybody, right? And so I put him in the box with the Barbies, and it looked like he was in a hot tub with all these naked Barbies. And it happened to be Christmas, so I posted a picture on Facebook that
Happy birthday,
go
Jesus.
Jesus, it's your birthday.
It was amazing. Anne says she noticed that with Amazon too, that they you could be like, I would like, number 2 grade sandpaper, and they'll be like, okay, here's a jackhammer.
What if they send somebody like joke condoms with holes in them? Like
you don't know.
This could be like a game changer.
You just can't trust it. I don't know who's worse, Bezos or Gates. And then Todd says, hi Tracy, you're awesome too. Yeah, Tracy, I can't, like, I could never pick.
You guys should have an awesome off. See who's the most
no
awesome.
way. They're equally awesome, all 3 of them. I absolutely love all of them.
So anyways, we got dirt from Amazon today. They got a big box of dirt.
That's true. We did get a big box.
And then an errant box of lavender. And yes. So that was good.
So I also got, like I said, today is Wesley's birthday, and it's the 3rd of July. And the 6th is our, drumroll please,
10th year anniversary.
10-year wedding anniversary.
We made it. They said it wouldn't last. No, nobody
it's
said
just
that.
a tryst.
Actually, only one person said it wouldn't
Just
last.
a
Well,
tryst.
actually, a couple people said it wouldn't last.
Who are the people that said it wouldn't last?
We'll take that offline.
Oh, I know who it was.
One was a tryst.
One called it just a tryst, and one was your friend Bloomy.
Yeah.
Bloomy.
He didn't
who,
think
like,
you were for me.
as a grown man, made comments about my husband having a pimple. This is a grown man. I think part of the problem is that my eyebrows wore off. I have to put stuff on my eyebrows because I'm pale. My eyebrows, it's like white. So anyway,
I don't like those big eyebrows. I don't like that. I don't like that look.
I don't really know what this is, but my friend Ann sent me this, and it's a card that says brain, body, being, awareness in the moment, choices that honor you and me. And she sent us these little bracelets. So I need to look into that, like what this is. Don't really know, but it's very thoughtful. And she sent us this lovely anniversary card that I'm going to read because it's thoughtful. She said, a marriage is measured by more than just years. It's measured by living, by laughter, by tears, by good times, by contentment and dreams that come true, and also hard times that love brings through. Marriage is greater simply than the sum of all you accomplished and how far you've come. It's people's lives who you've touched in some way and values you've stood for and lived day by day. A marriage is measured by lessons learned, examples you've set, and respect you've earned. It's forged in the balance of the 2 of you find in partnership, friendship, and all love combined. Happy 10th anniversary, best ever. Much love, Anne. I love that she dated it.
She dated it, so we can save it and look back and say,
well, we also know, I mean, it's our 10th anniversary, so we'll know. But that was really thoughtful. So Anne was a woman that we met at Mel's Diner. Super nice lady. And she moved to Seattle like a crazy person. Granted, she moved to be closer to her son. She's really into
grunge music.
She's not. She moved to be closer to her son, Patrick, who seems to be a love, and he's involved in serving the homeless community there. And I don't know, I think he's pretty awesome. And I think she's pretty awesome too. So I'm glad that they have one another. So whilst we are on the topic of Amazon purchases, I bring you
Vanna Cream,
which doesn't it look like it's like a hospital like lotion?
It does. It looks like a hospital.
It looks like the hand lotion you get at the lotion. Tracy says she hit 23rd anniversary on the 5th.
What the hell?
I did not know that.
You're the day before a couple days. We have a couple days to ship some double dogs.
Oh my god! I think I don't even know
what.
I don't. Is that appropriate?
What, a double dog? I think your
23rd
anniversary is the double dog.
I'm pretty sure if you look that up, it's the 23rd.
It's got to be double dong. Yeah,
it's got to be double
dong. It goes
dong.
paper.
But is it appropriate to send your former colleague and her wife a double dong for their 23rd anniversary?
I don't know. It's the thought that counts.
I don't know, I'm gonna need an HR manual for that one. And she says July is a great month, and my birthday is coming up. Hello.
My mom was born in July.
July what?
I can't say because then somebody will steal it.
When was your mom born?
Huh?
Was it near me?
It's in. No, it's not. It's
she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Of course. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
People want to find out when your mother's born. All they have to do is Google her obituary.
Yeah.
What was your mother's
28th?
28th. Oh, well, there you go. So does it make her Cancer or Leo?
She was Leo. And my parents' anniversary was at some point in July, but I don't know what.
Today is my friend Jay Camise's birthday.
Oh.
Jay, who is from my lunch table. Love him. It's also my friend Kevin Robbins' birthday. Tracy's laughing, so I guess that means double dong it is. I don't know if it's to be Barbie size or full size or what it could be anything.
Something.
It could be a legless lizard. We don't know. We're just gonna put it in a box.
Oh.
So anyway, Vanna Cream is one of the few hair products that is reasonably safe to use for hair gel. If you have a better one, please let me know, but this is working. It is a lot stickier than the year 2023 calls for. This is some 1985 gel. It's kind of like dippity-doo.
I don't put anything in my hair, I look like goddamn Einstein.
But the most important thing is that it doesn't have fragrance.
No fragrance.
And it's generally better ingredient. So hair gel, important.
I was going to just use like honey, beeswax.
Well,
which I think
if I could figure out a way to do that, you would be doing that, just so you know. Well, what did you find in the refrigerator today?
Oh, banana peels in a mason jar filled with, I think, water. I could have been anything. I don't know. It could have been urine.
People watching the podcast, why would I put banana peels in a mason jar with a bunch of water?
To make a terrarium?
Yes, a banana-rarium.
A banana-rama?
Not to be confused with Banana-rama. It's a banana-rarium. Banana-rarium. Okay.
We do have lizards for it. All right. And then, okay, what else came from Amazon today? This is exciting.
So this is
so exciting.
I don't appreciate you with your negative vibes. I will flip your
Not
ass
negative.
over. You can't swim. You will drown live on the internet.
I am insightful and
no, you're negative.
Sarcasm.
Okay,
and
what happened? What happened the last time we went on the Dougie Downer rabbit hole?
I don't remember.
I was hysterically crying in 3 rooms of our house because I couldn't take it anymore. Don't do it. This is exactly why I bought this tape. I bought this tape.
All right, from a medical standpoint, do you think it's a good idea to tape somebody's
No, it's a whole thing.
Shut?
People are doing it.
I don't get. People are also setting themselves on fire, but I'm not doing that, am I?
Okay, hang on a second.
Johnny,
let me explain a couple things to you. The first one is, did you put your shit in the box?
I don't have that doctor anymore, so that box is no good.
Did you put your shit in a box?
No, I did not.
Okay. Last night, amongst one of the many nights where I go to bed and I'm completely exhausted and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep now. Maybe get some dick. That did not happen. Go to bed to get some sleep. And he fell asleep the minute he hit the bed. And because he hasn't been taking his magnesium deficient, he's doing the Running Man and having fucking epileptic fits in his sleep, flailing his arms and everything. It's like he's watched the Patriots play the Bills. When Doug watches the Patriots play the Bills, he's very angry in his sleep. He has to sleep on the sofa. So anyway, he was throwing things and I couldn't sleep. And then, of course, with the snoring.
Throwing things.
And then, of course, when you're breathing through your mouth, which you're doing when you're snoring, there's an acid that you're not producing that your body needs while you sleep. So people are doing this mouth taping now. And also he's snoring and it's driving me fucking crazy. So tonight we're going to do the sinus bomb, which we've talked about before. The sinus bomb is you get a cup of boiling water and you put 2 drops of each of the following essential oils: peppermint, lemon, manuka, or manuka tea tree, and oregano. 2 drops each in a cup of boiling water, and it's like you ate the spiciest food on the planet, but I'm telling you, it clears that shit out. I had a total blockage on my sinus. They wanted to.
You sniff it and you breathe it in.
Yeah, no, you don't snort it. That would be weird. Well, I mean, you could snort it.
Your visual on that was amazing, by the way. That was great.
Well, that's what I do.
You have sign language, and Todd can't see, so I had to kind of chicken on a salad.
When I do that with my hands, it means chicken on a salad. Todd, it looks a little bit like I'm coming to tickle you, but not really. Okay, so I want to tape his mouth shut. We're going to do the sinus bomb. I'm going to tape his mouth shut. And he's not going to turn the heat to 75 like he did last night. Well, I couldn't breathe. I've been having trouble breathing all day, sore throat all day.
You're a pretty princess, you know that.
I don't want to sleep in a 75-degree house in Florida, and it's 101 outside. So anyway,
it's not that hot, man.
I finally start to doze off after, the earthquake on the side of the bed and the rattling noises, and the neighbor's dog fucking starts barking. At midnight.
All right. So normally I can't sleep because Stacy's got some droning, those like meditation things.
Yeah, I would like you to listen.
It's like,
I would like you to listen.
Close your eyes. I'm trying to close my eyes, but you keep waking me up.
Why don't you just not listen to first of all, your headphones are all tangled.
Yes.
Why don't you try listening to the meditation so that it might have a positive impact on you while you sleep?
I've tried that.
No, you haven't.
I've tried that with my headphones.
Sure you have.
All right. So can I get back to that's not the point. So this comes in the mail today. Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold up the package.
This?
Yes.
I got this at the Dollar Tree.
Okay, so just hold it up. Just all right. So she wants to tape my mouth shut.
We're gonna tape your mouth shut.
But here's the thing.
Right
I
now.
have a deviated septum. I know it's hard for you to believe that I'm not perfect, but I have a deviated septum. If anybody knows what that is that one side of your nose is a wider opening than the other. So I have usually only one open at a time, and sometimes when it starts to
Problem solved. Are you dying? Did you die? Did you die? Did you die? Did you die? I realize that some people may find it ironic that I just bought tape and taped Doug's mouth shut, but here we are. There's 6 people watching and only 3 of them are talking. So let me ask you a question. Now try to open your mouth. Try to open your mouth. Really, it's stuck. You couldn't possibly open it while you're gasping for air. You're going to die in your sleep. My husband likes to complain about health things or things in life and not do a fucking thing about them. I am solution oriented. If you come to me with a problem, I will solve it. I'm not necessarily the best at like comforting because I'm like, oh, like I kind of glaze over like, yeah, that sucks. Like obviously, like you know that it sucks. You just told me it sucks. I go right to solution mode. And I know that that's not always delightful and it is something I am working on. However,
ow. Can I just say something?
What?
I was in the middle of a story. That if you tape up my mouth and I'm only breathing out of one side of my nostril, my sinuses drain and it blocks up the other one, I'm a dead man.
You think you're going to die in your sleep?
Yes. How am I not going to die in my sleep? How am I not going to die in my sleep if you have my mouth taped shut and I have no egress of air into my body? Don't you pay attention to Wim Hof? Oxygen in and out like a circle, like a wave, is essential.
You are not
for
going
a life
to die.
form. It's called respiratory.
You are not going to die. You're not going to die.
I'm doing the tape.
You're not going to die.
I'm not doing the tape.
I'm taping your mouth while you're sleeping.
Taping
it
your
kills-
mouth when you're awake.
I just taped your
Marital
mouth while
hate.
you're awake. Okay. I did post a meme to promote the podcast today that I thought that you all would appreciate. Some of you may have seen it. Some of you may have not. Where the hell did it go?
Me with the goggles?
Well, I did post that one. That one was funny, I think.
Was it me with the snake?
No, that was from the other day. Why isn't it showing up?
Because you posted on your own page?
No, I posted on Marital Hate. What the fuck? Doug, say something while I look for this. Oh, here it is. Okay. I will pull this bitch up. So, present, share screen, Facebook. That's the one. So, if you look on our Facebook page, you'll see the meme that I posted. It says, never hold your farts in. They travel up your spine into your brain, and that's where shitty ideas come from. I would like to share with you something that I find to be hilarious. Doug and I have been married for 10 years. We have been together for 11. He has never farted in front of me during that entire time.
It's gauche. I find it.
Can I
gauche.
tell you fart in your sleep? And I think
I'm
it's the
sleeping.
funniest thing in the
I'm
whole world.
sleeping. What do I get?
Whenever you fart in your sleep, I laugh my head off because you're like, I've never farted in front of you. And then he's like,
Ah, he's sleeping. What am I supposed to do?
I think he shits himself sometimes, to be honest with
Ooh,
you.
nice.
You want me to put tape on your butthole too?
Sounds like a party, sure.
Okay, sure it is. We're going to seal you up on both ends. I think if we left your butthole open, you might be able to breathe through it like a blowhole.
That's what turtles do when they hibernate.
See, you're like a turtle.
Not like a turtle. But...
I would like to also discuss my ability to lose shit.
Oh my god.
Tell him.
Yeah, she loses things. She just, like I can't even like.
Well,
yeah.
why don't you tell them about some of the things that I lost today?
Well, today she stopped at 7-Eleven. She got her nice organic green juice. That she
Oh
likes.
God, I meant to bring
And
those
she bought
out.
4 of them. One for me, one for her, and one for each of us for tomorrow.
They were on sale.
They were on sale, which is fantastic.
We buy them anyway. We're not
and
buying
by
them.
the way,
Don't buy things because they're on sale. Buy them
if
because
they're
you
good.
buy them Like if it's something you would normally buy, then stock up when it's on sale. Okay, go ahead.
So a guy who doesn't eat vegetables drank all his green juice today.
Yes, all in one sitting, as opposed to last time
Yeah, I did.
where he drank this
I thought
much.
I drank half, but
He drank it over 3 days. The first day he drank this much. Then I called him a liar, liar, pants on fire. Then he drank this much. And then the third day he finally finished it. Here's the thing about juicing is if you have a centrifugal juicer, which is the kind that spins it, and the least expensive, your juice you need to drink immediately because the spinning actually adds oxygen to the water and reduces the nutrients for you. Whereas if you have a slow masticating juicer like I have, and you keep an airtight container, ideally a mason jar container where it's filled completely to the top, so no air's in there, and it can last up to 72 hours. So when you're buying juice that's been prepared in advance, it's not as good quality as when you're making it at home. The reason I recommend a a slow masticating juicer over a slow slow masticating juicer over the centrifugal, which is the spinny one, is because you get so much more juice out of it. So while the juicer is more expensive, your fruits and vegetables, you're going to get a lot more out of. Like I'm talking like what, 2-3 times the amount of juice that you get out of it?
I don't know, 2-3, but probably probably 25% more at least. But like that pulp that you put through there, like carrots or apples or
it's dry.
Celery, it's pretty dry.
The other thing is to use the leftover pulp in recipes. So like say you're making a stew, throw those vegetable pulp in.
I did that last time I made a red sauce. I took the stuff from the juice, put it right in.
That's awesome.
Makes it thicker.
There you go. And it also adds some nutrients.
And fiber.
Although you still get fiber when you juice. That's a misnomer. People think that when you juice, you don't get fiber, that you get fiber when you do smoothies. But the reality is that juicing actually gives you the I always forget which is the soluble, the insoluble, but it gives you the good fiber.
But there's good pulp in there. When you do celery and apple, there's pulp in there. There's good pulp in there.
Yeah. So, but you strain my drink, so my drinks are liquid.
Well, I'll strain about half of it.
But the ones they're very pulpy. Those 7-Eleven juices are pulpy as fuck. But they're only like $2.39, and then
on sale.
No, they're $2.39, not on sale.
Oh, okay. All right.
So anyway, if you have a 7-Eleven near you, they're on sale this week. Load up. I haven't tried the other juices, but like this one I like because it's the first ingredient is kale. And it's organic, but they say kale juice, blah, blah, blah juice, blah, blah, blah juice. So I'm wondering if they get it from another source. Like, I don't know how fresh the juice is. However, if you're in a pinch and you're trying to get some vegetables down, it's a great option. So, so anyway, I come in, I put 2 in the fridge, brought Doug one in his office, went in my office, or in this, we call it the spa, the guest room, to look for something, for an essential oil. And
Comes back,
I was straightening it. Can't find it.
Phone or the drink.
Don't know where anything is. Finally found. Did I find my phone or did you find my phone?
I think you ended up finding your phone. I called it and it's ringing, and then it ended up being your iPad.
That was the second time that I lost my phone 3 times today. Doug had to help me every time, and then the juice
ended up being on the floor in the back or on the back seat of the Jeep or something. So
that's where the juice was. Oh, and I wore a black and white skirt today and rubbed up against a tire because I can't wear white ever.
Especially now, it's after Labor Day.
Well,
I'm just making.
First of all, I'm not that kind of girl. Second of all,
you don't follow fashion rules?
No. I'm wearing a tank top in the pool, and my fupa is hanging out.
You are wearing bottoms, though.
I do have bottoms on, but doesn't my butt hang out?
I can't see it.
Does my butt hang out?
A little bit. Yeah, you look like Beyonce.
See? You see this? I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly. There is a podcast last week where I apparently showed the entire world my boobs. It's great. Okay, so I did want to talk about. So anyway, if anybody is willing to sponsor me as an Olympic athlete, I will fucking take gold every time in losing shit.
In losing, yes.
And then
losers ready. On your mark, get set, lose.
So I do want to circle back to this, and I want to talk about this. Okay, so on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday that we went on our adventure to Guitar Center?
Sunday.
Okay, Saturday. I think it was Saturday that our little neighbor friends came over.
Neighbor friends came over Saturday.
Oh my God. So my hot ass neighbor down the street, Jen, is taking her little girls, Macy and Soph, for a walk, and she asked me if I wanted to join them. She's so sweet. Like I could walk. That's so funny. Like I don't think I could walk, especially not in the Florida heat. But I said, well, come by afterwards. So she came by with the girls, and we had so much fun. These kids are pretty much the cutest thing in the whole world. And of course, Macy is playing with this marker, and Doug's like, no, it's just a highlighter. I'm like, it's a permanent marker. He's like, no, it's just a highlighter. I'm like, it's a permanent marker. He's like, no, it's just a highlighter. And of course, I put it on his computer today so he would find it with the words permanent marker written on it. So fortunately, she lived to tell the tale. She did draw on Doug's desk a little bit, but rubbing alcohol will take that shit right off. So I'm not worried about it. And she's okay. And that's the most important thing. But we had a blast. So Doug was making music and playing with Sophia.
She loves the microphone and the amp.
She loves the microphone. And we were playing the bongos. And then she would like have us close our eyes because we were babies, and she would hide something. And they would go in. I think they were like going through our shit. Like they were like, I need to go in the other room to think. And then they'd come back with some random stuff.
Then Macy decided that she wanted to just. Oh, they were going into the sauna, and that was going to be their calling room. It's not their phone booth.
They don't
have
their phone booth. It's their calling room.
And so they went in there, and they thought that was great. But then Macy decided that she wanted to stay in there and shut the door and have nobody be around. So, but yeah,
she needs a she shed.
Yeah,
Macy needs a she shed.
I think she's just kind of not the people person.
All I can tell you is they're like literally the cutest children on the planet. And of course, as I'm watching Doug, I'm wishing we had kids together. And I know, right? How fancy, a calling room. Like I wish that's Tracy. I wish we had kids, but we have delightful children. But it would have been nice to have that experience with Doug because he's so good with kids, and we just love little kids so much. Like they're like on my level. So, like believe it or not, I can mostly bite my tongue. So that's good. Mostly. Every once in a while I'll catch myself and I'm saying something I shouldn't, but fortunately most things go right over their heads. But anyway, they're just the cutest things in the whole world. So they hung out with us. I got my ass kicked at Candyland. I wouldn't think little kids would come to our house and like have fun because what do we have? Like the pool's fun, but we didn't go in the pool on Saturday.
It was too hot. It was too hot to go in the pool.
I also didn't have the energy, and like right now, like my hips are killing me. But I'm trying not to take cannabis oil. I'm trying not to take cannabis oil because I have trouble waking up in the morning, and I've been waking up at 6 and doing all of my like self-care stuff.
Yeah, she wakes up, and then she wakes up again, and then she wakes up again, and you are like seriously one of the loudest people in the morning. It's
How
insane.
am I the loudest? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I woke you up in the morning when you have to wake up as opposed to in the middle of the night. That's what it's like. Actual representation of what happens in our bed.
I don't think that happens. Yeah. You want to set up a Ring camera in there? Because I need some proof about this. I don't think I snore. I think I'm a very peaceful man at night. I'm not.
Your son, Nolan Gear,
detailed
how bad you and Wesley's snoring was. So I don't want to hear it out of you. Okay. So we got to hang out with our little friends on Saturday. It was a good time. Doug has been on a lettuce wrap kick where he's been making me the most delightful of lettuce wraps.
You take the lettuce and then wrap it. You make a lettuce wrap.
Well, your phone was like on, so I thought I would shut it off so your battery didn't drain.
Shut up, Al.
So he's been making lettuce wraps. So I don't even remember which day we had. We did one day. We are obsessed. Order a Publix sub, but get it on a bed of spinach. It's like the Italian sub on a bed of spinach, and boom, you have a salad, and it's good for at least 2 meals. I've never finished in a single sitting. Usually it takes me 3, and I can eat. So then we went to. I wasn't feeling well, and the problem is like we want to hang out with like friends. Like we have people that we're supposed to hang out. We're supposed to hang out with Josh. We want to hang out with Jackie and Jamie, and we obviously want to hang out with the kids. And I want to hang out with my friend Jeff and Lisa. We keep saying we're going to go to Ding Darling, and we had other people that invited us to do stuff, but it's like
it takes a long time to clean the calling room. Sometimes you don't have
no, it's not about the calling room. But what happens is I never know how I'm going to feel. So I might start out like last weekend. We tried to go to
Costco. Started out great, and then.
immediate crash. And it's like when you have other people or like people counting on you, it's like you don't want to do that. However, I will say like my neighbors down the street are like, we'll just set you up with a chair and an umbrella. You'll be fine. I'll drive you home. And like they were so thoughtful.
I think we'll put you on wheels or on top of the family truckster like Imogene Coca.
I don't know who that is. Who's Imogene Coca?
She was the aunt that died in Vacation 1, and they put her on the roof of the car.
Speaking
the
of people that died in the back of the car, Alan Arkin died.
He is dead. Yeah, he actually probably had a good run. He entertained a lot of people.
I loved him.
Seemed like a great guy.
In some Slums of Beverly Hills, he was fantastic. He was also fantastic in Little Miss Sunshine. He was dead in the trunk of the car, and Hank from Breaking Bad found him. So we did go. We haven't really made any plans or kept any plans lately. We're awful like that. I have been able to get up and drive my neighbor to work, but it's like literally like I don't know. What am I going? 20 minutes?
Yeah, about. Yeah.
So she knows this secret back way, and then I zip opposite traffic home, and so I have a good time. Tracy says Little Miss Sunshine was amazing. I have a story about Little Miss Sunshine. Let me digress for a moment. So my friend Charlie, who is not here, I don't know if Charlie's like, if he hates us or what's going on, but when his dog died, the poor thing, it was in the trunk of my car. Well, we put it in the trunk of the car and then we took it to the animal place and the animal place killed the dog in the trunk of the car. So we didn't have to move it in and out of the car.
Killed the dog, euthanized the dog. Killed the dog. It's like,
you liberals with your perfection of language.
Ain't easy being woke.
Oh God, you go woke, you go broke, and we are. Maybe I shouldn't have married a Democrat.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? He's got the nice.
Go marry Gordon Gekko.
He's got the good dick, but he's poor. And Tracy is laughing her ass off. Okay, so here's the story. The dog is in the trunk of the car, and after
it's the Jeep. It's the back of the Jeep.
Charlie called. Charlie tells me that it's a Mastiff. And it is 8 years old. And somebody at AA gave it to him. And the dog isn't doing so well. And the dog only speaks Arabic. And so Charlie is 6'4". I've told the story once before on the podcast, but it's important in case you haven't heard it before. There's 5 people watching, so they might want to hear it. So Charlie has a monster dong. It's important to the story. We're trying to get the dog into the trunk of the Jeep because we decide that it's easier to lift the dog into the Jeep than his truck because he drives a bigger truck. So I throw everything, I put the seats down, like I get everything from the trunk into the back seat. I got the dog. We're going to try to load the dog into the back seat. So Charlie and I are trying to lift this dog up. And he brings out a blanket and I'm like, well, this is like a thin blanket. I feel like it's going to tear and it's kind of small. And I'm like, do you have a sheet? A sheet would be better for this. He's like, nah, I don't have a sheet. I'm like, Charlie, a sheet. He's like, no. So I'm like, okay, we will load the dog up with this blanket. And so we try to load the dog up. Come to find out, the blanket, it's not a blanket at all. It's a fucking Snuggie. And the massive 100-pound dog just rolls out onto the ground. Clunk. Because the thing is like on its last leg. So finally,
saved yourself a trip to the vet.
Charlie is standing there and he's trying to lift the dog up. And I am behind him trying to lift the dog from the ass up. And my head is like up Charlie's butt, but I think I'm getting hit in the forehead with Charlie's dick the whole time. And I'm trying to lift the dog up. So then we go to the, around the rotary. And so the thing that's cool about the Jeep is that it has a mat in the back that's like fabric on one side, plastic on the other. Thank you, Tracy says, I'm a great storyteller. Wait till you hear. So, and she says, sounds it all. So Charlie gets in the back. So we go to the rotary in Middleborough. So that it's got this plastic mat. So you can flip it over. If you have things that are dirty, then you can hose it off or whatever. So I put that in there. And then what? Charlie, we go to the rotary in Middleborough and the dog is sliding around. So, and the dog is whimpering and stuff. So Charlie decides he's going to sit in the trunk with the dog. And he loves this dog. The man doesn't feed himself, but would cook the dog hamburger every morning. And so Charlie is in the back of the Jeep. It's the first nice spring day. I got the tops off, the back's open, and I got Charlie in the trunk. And I'm like, oh my God, the state police are going to pull me over and be like, excuse me, ma'am, do you realize that you have Charlie and a dog in the trunk? So we get to the vet clinic. We go to Angel in Waltham, who, I made some phone calls and everybody was like, yeah, that dog's on its last leg. It's an 8-year-old Mastiff. Are you crazy? It needs to be put to sleep. You have to ask yourself, when you have a pet that's suffering, and of course you guys can weigh in on this, especially Tracy, who works in an animal clinic, you have to ask yourself, am I keeping this animal alive for them or for me? I also feel the same way about people with chronic illnesses like me. And you guys are a bunch of fucking selfish assholes who keep forcing me to be alive. Mostly you, marital hate.
I stand by my decision.
There might be some fireworks tonight, by the way.
Boom, boom.
But I digress. So we go there and I go inside and I'm like, and this is like, it was in the middle of COVID, right? It was beginning of COVID.
Yeah, it was right. It must have been at the beginning of COVID because I was working at the new office in Norwell, and we were only there a few weeks before COVID hit.
So we go there, and I go inside, and I'm like, oh, Charlie's here. Tracy is pro euthanasia in pets. And Charlie, I was just telling everybody how much you love Girly and what a beautiful dog I don't think I got there. She's a beautiful dog. So I go inside and I'm like, listen, my friend's out back in the trunk of my Jeep with his dog. And we had a little trouble with the dog already getting it into the car. So can you help us? Because that could be a problem. They're like, yeah, we have a gurney. We'll come help you. I'm like, okay, cool. And so they come out, and of course, Charlie is just beside himself. And so you have to fill out this paperwork, and Charlie goes for a walk, and they're like, here's the thing. They started to take the dog out. They're like, no. We can do it right here in the car. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, but pull around back, because it's not a good look for the animal clinic to have like a euthanizing dog in front of the building. They're like, please donate. Please save the animals. In the eyes of an angel. I can't even sing. It's terrible. So anyway, we go around back, and I'm so worried about my poor friend who is heartbroken. And I'm like, oh my God, poor Charlie. Like, I feel so bad for him, and I feel so bad for the dog. But I'm also like, oh my God, like they have a pee pad under it. Like, is the dog gonna shit in the Jeep? Like, is it gonna get the smell out ever? Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be rude. But she's like, yeah, sometimes they do. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and then I'm like thinking to myself, like, you guys know my life is fucking crazy. And so I'm thinking to myself, this is a big fucking dog. Like, what if they don't give it enough and the dog wakes up? And so I'm like to the girl, I'm like, and I'm trying to be discreet about this because poor Charlie is devastated. Not Charlie, I hope you don't mind me telling the story. It was not a fun day at all. And
but you have to admit, Charlie, that it is tantamount to Stacy's life that something like this would happen, because she's helping people. And
I'm trying to help my friend who I love very much, and fortunately he has a beautiful new dog. And so they put the dog to sleep in the trunk of my Jeep. But I said to the girl, like on the down low, I'm like, that's a really big dog. Are you sure you're giving it enough? And she's like, we give it more than enough. I'm like, And also I wanted some extra for myself, but they wouldn't give it to me. So anyway, the dog is put to sleep. And so of course now it's in the trunk of the car, and we're driving back, and I'm trying to think of ways to distract Charlie. And I'm worried that rigor mortis is going to set in the Jeep. And so I take Charlie home. And so I'm in the phone with my friend Zach in the meantime. And I'm like, hey, can you help us? Like, can you help us to bury this dog? And I'm like messaging different friends because I don't want Charlie to have to dig the hole by himself, and I can barely stand. So how the hell am I going to do it? And what if it's stuck? And like, so we go back to my house and watch Little Miss Sunshine. And that's the little Alan Arkin because he was dead in the back of the car. But the Little Miss Sunshine dance is hilarious. It's a great movie. Watch it.
You guys went back home
and watched a movie.
Watched a movie with the dog in the car.
Yeah. So Zach came, and Zach had gone. So when you bury,
hello,
where's that? There's a little fireworks.
You got to see it back there.
So fireworks. So so Zach goes into like True Value to get a bag of lime because it helps, if you have a pet, if you lose a pet and you bury it in your yard, animals will smell it and try to clean that shit up. Sorry, I'm trying to give you guys a view of the fireworks. So if you put lime, it helps the body to decompose quicker. So he goes to get lime, but lime can be used to make explosives. So they have to ask you what you're using it for. And he's like, oh, it's for a hole. And she's like, a hole for what? And he's like, a hole for a dog. And she's like, what kind of dog? And he's like, I don't know. It's not my dog. And she goes, well, what's his name? He's like, I don't know. It's not my dog. And like, the girl is like, well, bring him. He's trying to be like, it's a dead dog. And like, our friend is devastated. And so she gives him, but he doesn't say it. He never comes out and says it. So she gives him a dog treat. And so he's like showing it to us. And we're just trying to find like, anything to like break the tension because poor Charlie is just heartbroken, and understandably so. and so and but I will say this: Charlie didn't have Girly for all that long. I think Charlie was it like a year or two. I don't even know. But that dog like had the best life with Charlie, and now he has another dog, and she has the best life too. So we go back to Charlie's house to bury the dog, and Charlie went in the house to get gloves at one point, and I was a little worried that she might be stuck. And Charlie's like, if you're gonna like hit the brakes in the Jeep so she goes flying out, wait till I'm in the house to do it, because he knows me and I didn't know what we were gonna have to do. So there's a little more to the story, but the bottom line is when your friend's dog dies, you watch Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay, can you put me back on camera now, please?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to show the fireworks.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so
Alan Arkin.
My part of that story is I'm at work, and in between meetings, I'm getting these texts.
I'm like, can you come help us bury this dog, please?
I'm like, what? Who's talking? And then I'm because Stacy's telling the story out of like,
I felt
like, yeah,
so
we're
bad. I'm
walking.
like, I feel so bad for poor Charlie.
So I'm in a meeting, and I'm getting these texts. So my day was gonna have to say, whenever my day of work was over, drive home to Marshfield, change, drive to Middleborough, and help do the dog. Whereas I'm thinking,
Zach and
like,
Charlie did it.
But then I was thinking, like, like I was thinking that how do you get yourself into? I've never been in that situation before where I've had to, like, have that.
Let me tell you, if there's a situation, I will get us into it. Tracy says that they do give plenty. Get me some. And then she says a little of that med goes a long way. Get me some. No. And then I just like to have it on the ready. Tracy says pretty fireworks. I agree. They're so pretty. There's actually a family that just moved to Cape Coral, and they bought like 100 different fireworks, and they basically invited everybody over, which is nice. But we have things to do. Where's that one coming from?
I don't know, over there somewhere.
It's gonna be fireworks. And Tracy says fantastic.
Definitely be fireworks.
Charlie said he had her for a few months. He only had her for a limited time. Again, Charlie, thank you so much for giving that dog such an amazing life. Like I don't know, like. That was really thoughtful. Like he treats his dogs better than he treats himself. Like that's But she was always treated like an absolute queen. I'm so glad that she was she treated like a queen before you? Because that's what I want to know. My belly is hanging out. I don't know why.
I can't see. I'm noticing that you put the new Marital Hate logo up in the corner.
Yeah, well, I did that by mistake, but then I kind of liked it. Do you like that?
You know what it looks like? It looks like we have a flat screen up there with the logo on it hanging.
Yes, we do. Do we like that or do we not like that?
It's actually not bad. It's not bad.
And Tracy says, "Hi, Charlie. Charlie, I would love to share. I think I shared once the picture of you with Girly. Actually, I could do that right now.
Girly.
I wanted to tell the duck story, but perhaps you could do it.
We were on our adventures on Sunday. We decided let's go do something. So Stacy goes, let's go look at RVs.
But it has to be something like low key.
So we're gonna go look at the RVs.
That was a bad idea
and all that stuff.
So we can't look at RVs till it's cold.
But when you Google it,
we don't have any money anyway. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Almost.
Okay. Marital Hate. So she's like, oh, something RV, whatever. So she gets in, and I'm figured she looked it up. She'll whatever. The place is not in Fort Myers; it's in Punta Gorda, which is.
Well, they used to have a Fort Myers, or there is a Fort Myers.
Or their service bays are in Fort Myers or something. So it was very confusing. So we didn't go RV thing. So we decided, what are we gonna do? You want to go to Guitar Center? Yeah, I'll go to Guitar Center. And then was like, we'll go to Trader Joe's. So we're at the light, ready to turn into Guitar Center, and we're in the Jeep. And I don't know if you guys know about the Jeep things that people give each other rubber ducks and whatnot. Well, this guy was a woodworker. And threw this, and we're talking to him in the light.
He didn't throw it at us.
And he tossed it over, and we grabbed it, and it's beautiful. And I don't know if you can tell, but like it's like almost like a see-through thing.
It looks like mother. You can't tell in the.
Like actually,
hang on. It looks like mother of pearl. Can you see it? No, not really.
It's like light comes through.
But it looks, it's like mother of pearl. It's really pretty.
Semi-opaque. Anyway, so like we're chit-chatting with the guy, nice guy, and then he throws it over, and I thought that he had stamped his business card on that. And
they used to have them with QR codes on them.
But then he didn't. So she looked them up, and anyways,
it was a whole story. We're gonna get to that. So I do have a picture of Charlie with the dog somewhere. I'm gonna have to show it to you, but we'll get there. So I actually went into the I I posted in the Jeep Girl group to find out, like, Florida Jeep Girls, like, does anybody know who owns this Jeep?
Is that a picture of Charlie right there?
That is a picture of Charlie right there, but it's not a picture of Charlie with the dog, which is what I was looking for. So I went onto the Residents of Cape Coral page and asked if anybody knew who, I asked in the Jeep Girl group, and then I asked if anybody knew who gave me this Jeep. And of course, all kinds of things, like people are having all these conversations about Jeeps and like ducking and all of that stuff. So as luck would have it, Wood-2 Art, they do you hear that? Is that Oh, that's fireworks. There's gonna be all kinds of weird noises tonight. So this company is called Wood-2 Art, and I will show you their profile right now.
I don't know if those are fireworks.
Could be weird birds. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be some weird ass funky bird. Funky little bird.
So I'm going to show you so this is their Facebook page, and they have all kinds of videos of the beautiful work they do. And right now, so if you go to their page, it's called Wood-2 Art, no space between the 2 and the art. And, oh, is it not on screen? I thought I did share screen. How do I share my screen?
Do you have to do it on this one?
Sure. Nope. So if you look here,
I want them to make me some.
They're actually, they make beautiful. And when we have money again, we will be on it. But they're actually giving away this table. They're hosting a giveaway for a 13 by 42 epoxy riverstone art piece featuring laurel wood and golden block epoxy resin as a modern edge. Your choice of legs is included. The total value of this giveaway is $1,000. So they want you to like, share, post, all that fun stuff. And it's beautiful. And the guy was super nice. So it was, ooh, you give me the tinglies. So the guy who owned the Jeep is not the owner of this company. I think it's that he's one of the employees there, and that they had these with QR codes. They make custom ones. They'll even customize the grill. So if it's a JK or a JL or JKU, if you're a Jeep person, you would understand that. If you're not, it just all the different Jeep models. And so I think it's really cool. Most people give out rubber duckies, but I thought this was really cool. And to the point where I'm not going to leave it in my Jeep. I want to keep it in my house because it's my favorite fucking one. And although my Donald Trump duck is pretty good. And I have one that Jen gave me. I only have like 3 because I don't leave the house. So anyway, I thought it was really great. And so then, of course, there was this like whole conversation in the Florida, the Cape Coral Residence page about Jeeps and how like, oh, my battery's going to die, so I'm not going to be able to add anything. But about, why would they give you a duck? How are you having a conversation with someone at a traffic light? Like, it was just like a whole conversation. And then, of course, people were like, oh, Jeep people are weird and their entire personality is their Jeep and blah, blah, blah. Y'all, there is not like enough Jeeps in the world to be this personality. But my Jeep is stock.
But maybe a parking lot carnival could do it.
A parking lot. That's what Doug says being married to me is like. It's a parking lot carnival.
It's a little dangerous.
So,
it's kind of sketchy.
There's so many comments.
Kind of fun.
Yes.
There's usually good snacks.
Tracy says hi to Charlie. She had a good end of life. Tailing with Charlie. That's love, Charlie. Kudos, my friend. Yeah, he's just the best. And Tracy says, with you, Charlie, did you know that the Jeep has a hidden animal somewhere? Well, it wasn't hidden that day. I think the new Jeeps have the animals, but mine does not. Mine does have a Bigfoot, but I put it there myself. Well, Doug put it there. But the new Jeeps all do have little Easter eggs. They have like, you can find flip-flops, you could find frogs, lizards, you name it. They have all kinds of stuff. Charlie says, thanks, Anne. I never knew how much animals grab your heart till she died that day. Yeah, he was, to be clear, my friend was heartbroken and I was heartbroken for him. And of course, I can't even think about it without like,
oh, sorry. Fall asleep.
And I don't even like, obviously I was there for Charlie's dad's funeral. I was there for his mom's funeral. And then I was there for him losing Girly. And I'd say that, it's weird because he was devastated when I'm talking about you like you're not here. He was devastated. His dad, he had a complicated relationship with his dad. He was trying to be strong for his mom, but it was hard. And then when his mom died, he was heartbroken. But like, I feel like the dog was almost, and Charlie, you have to speak to this because I don't want to talk for you, but it seemed like, I don't know if it was because it was like that relationship you have with a dog is so pure. And plus his
Yeah.
mom had been sick, but like he seemed to be even more upset when he lost Girly. And it just,
Well, there's always relief when an older person that is having some medical and physical and
is
things,
no longer
you know,
suffering. But she
they're
was,
not suffering.
Charlie, she was his entire world. And like, if you think that Charlie took good care of that dog, you should have seen how he took care of his mom. He just loved her to pieces, and he was such a good son. And I'm really very proud of my friend for a million reasons. P.S. He's got like a bajillion, I think it's like 13 years of sobriety now. Like, we go way back,
That ain't no slouch.
and I love the guy. And
you still love him
and,
even if he wasn't sober.
I did love him when he wasn't sober, but I'm very proud of him that he isn't. I did not find a hidden creature in my Jeep, but I have an 11, so I don't think we have
so
one.
old.
But that I
She
think
has
that
a woolly mammoth.
I think they
That's how
started
old her
doing
Jeep
that in
is.
2018, but I could be wrong. That's but Google it. That's awesome and sweet. The duck, I know, right? So I have 4 now, and I need to buy some and give them out. We were thinking about doing some branded marital hate ones, but we had a whole marital hate conversation this weekend. We'll tell you about that in a minute. And Tracy said that's what she said, and I don't know what it was. That's awesome and sweet the duck, but I definitely said, I always say something that is worth that's what she said.
Probably
joke.
something about wood.
Charlie says, I got lucky with my current dog. Someone was moving and needed a new home for the puppy. I don't even know her name. I know you've told me, but it's just my brain is mush.
Girly 2.0.
No, it's not. Oh God, I know it too, and I can't remember. But she's black and she's smaller, and she's got a beautiful place to live. Charlie lives on 15 acres with its own pond in Middleborough. It's a perfect place for a dog. And Charlie says, "Hey Tracy." So I guess we are. My laptop is so close to dead. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Just getting
Look at now I'm having these weird twitches on my eye.
Twitch, eh?
On this eye, I can feel it twitching again. Anne says, my husband cried like a baby when we had to put our girl down. He actually said it hurt more than his mother's death. She was a Cocker Spaniel. We had a Scotch Terrier named Walker, and it's so weird because, like, you know, my kids don't talk to me, and that's really hard for me. But that was a hard thing. Like, raising 4 kids by myself was hard, and there were a lot of times where they were cruel, and not like because they wanted, I mean, because they were teenagers and they were in pain, and there were a lot of times where they really hurt me. And I mean, obviously I'm feeling really hurt these days, but I'm the parent, and so you know, I need to be the responsible one. But at the same time, I have feelings. And the thing about a dog is they love you no matter what. You know, the dog's not just going to leave you. And, you know, the dog died, and I miss the dog every day. And the kids, like, yes, I obviously miss them every day, but it's different because it's like, there's so much pain there. And I had nothing but joy with the dog, nothing but joy with Walker. And he was the best dog, he was little Scotty. It was so cute. And of course he like opened the power windows in the Durango and ate all the kids' underwear. It's just a fucking character. I loved him to death.
Yeah, one
Charlie
of the hardest
said,
things I've ever been through was putting a kitty down.
yeah,
Putting a
not
cat down. And she was 18 or 19 or something like that. It was crazy, but you know, they're just so helpless, you know.
Yeah. And Charlie said, although I think a cat's a little different than a dog, no? Like, I think it's worse when a dog dies.
Well,
cats will be like, oh, fuck you. And a dog will be like, oh my God, I love you.
But here's the thing. Like, so I think you get out of a pet what you put into a pet. So I think some people have a cat that's aloof, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then other people
aren't all cats aloof?
Well, yes and no, but I mean, more aloof than a dog. But, you know, make no mistake.
And it's so funny, too, because I'm a dog person. Dog's a cat person. Go figure. And we're allergic to both. So there you go. Charlie said Girly was in great shape and condition till suddenly she got really sick one day and she got progressively worse. Yeah, well, it's very common, unfortunately, with Mastiffs. They don't live very long. And I'm sorry that she got so sick, because that was, yeah, you were very upset and it was not good to see. Not that my, like, oh my God, I was just heartbroken for you. and then of course his dog now is Luna, and so I'm excited for him and Luna. Where are we on time? 9:13. I haven't even gone through half of our fucking
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to save some of those for firework night tomorrow night.
Okay. I do want to tell you, we had a serious conversation this weekend. Whereas we discussed, by the way, there's no fireworks in the immediate view of us, or we would move the camera.
But we can hear them.
We can hear them. They're out there somewhere. We had a serious conversation about the podcast, and I was like, I don't know what directions to. Here's a couple more comments. Dogs are always unconventional love, and we're excited to see you when you walk in the door. Exactly. And Anne says, Charlie, I want to come visit. What are your thoughts? I'd love to see the biodome. His biodome is still under construction. He does have a fifth wheel. He has a beautiful pond, and it's a beautiful lot. And Charlie, you should invite Anne over for tea. It's very rustic, but you'll be fine. And I'm inviting you. Go have fun. Go to Charlie's.
You're inviting you.
Go to Charlie's.
Somebody else's house.
Bring your own
Classic.
food. It's just a beautiful piece of land, and Charlie's just a beautiful, beautiful person. I've told everybody about how much I love him, and I tell Charlie that I love him, but he can't. He's like, I love you every time I get off the phone. I love you, and he can't say it, which is fine. I know he loves me. He loves me more than anything, except maybe the dog.
The dog.
It's like mom,
yeah,
mom and dog maybe tied, then dad, then me. I'll take it. And I mean, I'm ranking myself in the love of Charlie's life. I don't know, Charlie, you tell me what you love. So we had a serious conversation about the future of the podcast. We don't really know what to do. And part of it was just like, when we first started for the first, because we're pretty far into it now.
Yeah.
So for like the first 2 months that we did the podcast, I would make little notes all day. A lot of the times I would be high. So that would really be like, we never knew what I was going to say. But we were really building some good momentum. And then between us having company and me getting sick, I wasn't putting as much into the podcast in terms of promoting it. And I wasn't as prepared. And of course, when I'm sick, it's really hard. So I was really feeling discouraged. And the number one thing that's making me feel discouraged is not, obviously, you guys are fucking awesome. I love you so much. But it was really the people who we've done so much for that can't be bothered to watch 5 minutes of an episode. And then the fact that there's definitely people so there's, you guys are watching it live now. There's 7 of you. And we appreciate that so much. I can't every day I write my gratitude down, and twice a day, every day, you guys are on the list. And when I pray in the morning, I pray for everybody who I literally I picture you all. I picture Anne, and I picture Todd, and I picture Tracy and Becky, and I picture Charlie and Luna, and of course all the other people that I love. And I picture you guys, Jeff and Lisa, and I can't even think of everybody, but I picture you all, and I send you love every morning because I appreciate you so much. But it's like, we've been, Doug not so much, but I'm very vulnerable. I talk about deep personal issues.
I bottle it up like a man.
Let's see how that works out. I don't know who Deborah Gear is, but she is
Deborah
here.
Gear's my cousin.
Hello, cousin Deborah. Thank you for coming. Charlie says biodome will hopefully be done and built very shortly. Need to get plywood in on Wednesday. After that, the biodome will be going up. Charlie, let me tell you something about Anne.
It'll be like mini Epcot.
She will probably build it for you. She's just the nicest, most thoughtful and considerate person in the whole world. And all I want to do is do nice things for her. And I don't know how. Come visit. Anne, come visit. Oh, again. And so, yeah, she said 8, but we're down to 7. So
right,
as we were discussing the future of the podcast, I was like, we're so vulnerable with people. We put so much information out there, and we really try to support people. We try to be honest with you. We try to make a safe place, and where we weren't really getting that much viewership, and it wasn't really growing that much, I was like, why are we doing this? And there's people out there that are probably watching the podcast, because you can watch it later. There's people out there that are probably watching the podcast and just fucking taking notes to talk shit. And then of course I was upset about what?
Fucking taking notes and talk shit. It's just so funny. You're just assuming that these people are taking notes
There's-
talk shit about you.
There's some people.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Am I exaggerating?
No, you're not. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, it really just it was a challenge. So I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, let's stop at 76, which 76 episode is actually falls on our anniversary, which is 7/6, and also happens to be the year I was born. So I was like, oh, let's end it at 76. So we haven't really figured out what we're going to do yet. I don't think we're going to end at 76. We may take a little break. We may reformat. I don't really know what we're going to do, but we really had a whole conversation about it this weekend because I was reflecting about it. And the thing that was really funny is, I realized, so on, I think it was Sunday, some random guy,
Out of the blue.
I think his name was Kevin, I forget. And I want to look up his
Kyle?
name, but I can't because it was Kyle, my new friend Kyle. Kyle caught the podcast one day and he friended me on Facebook. I would pull him up right now, but I can't because my laptop is dead. But it doesn't really hold charge anymore. It's old. But we're not in the market for another laptop right now. That would be expensive. So he joined he sent me a message, told me he'd seen the podcast, and I was like, oh, wait a second.
There's people we don't know.
There's people. And we knew that there were people that we didn't know. And then this morning I went on to check our tally. So I had set a goal of 1,000 new followers this month, but that was when I was doing, when I was promoting every single day, I was getting 100 new followers a week. Whereas between our social media and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and whatever. And I still haven't edited videos and we haven't been doing a ton of promotion because, again, we had company and then I had 2 weeks where I was really sick. So I was feeling really discouraged. But then I looked and we had 69 new followers this month, which, we were getting that much a week. But the fact that we got 69 new followers in this month and that it was that number, made me feel pretty good. I'm going to go to the comments now and for a minute. Anne says, Charlie, that's awesome about his biodome. And Anne says, thank you to me. I don't know what she's thanking me for because she's
fantastic.
The thanks are all for you, girl. And Charlie says, thank you, Anne. I'm flattered that you have an interest in my biodome, but what? I don't know what, but what? Maybe she's going to seduce you. You don't know.
Shocking you.
Charlie, I have an interest in meeting you and seeing what your thoughts are on the world and life.
Well, that's very nice. That's called community.
Hang out together.
We're creating
Charlie,
a community.
You don't need to put on airs for Anne. She's going to love you just the way you are. I've told her all about you. I even showed her our yearbook. The funny thing is, Anne and I both wrote poems that were in the front of our yearbook. Anne, I want to see your poem. Charlie said, oh, I chatted with Jay and Kevin today. Today is both of their birthdays, invited them to come and watch. I actually wished them both a happy birthday, and I talked about it on the podcast.
You did talk about it earlier, yes.
You got here late.
Demerits, Charles.
Card, Doug's phone. And it's 9:21, so we're doing okay. Doug.
Don't get your notes wet.
So in the conversation with about the Jeep duck in the town of Cape Coral, this whole thing ensued where people are talking about Jeep people are crazy, and some people were like, oh, I'm in a Corvette club, they're the same way, except they're snooty. And I'm like, oh, I've never met a Corvette owner that was snooty, but then I'm very disarming. People generally just tell me their life story.
Yeah.
And some people were like, oh, I would never want a Jeep, or this person, one guy was like, oh, I have a 4Runner and he had a 4Runner and a Prius. He was all proud of it. And he's like, the 4Runner is a better vehicle for off-roading. Toyota is a better vehicle. And I'm like, yeah, but when I cut the top off of a $50,000 car and throw the doors out, my husband's going to be a little upset with me. Jeep on baby. But then there was a woman who talked about having a Bronco, and she was super nice, but
it's not a Jeep.
It's not a Jeep.
Jeep snob. Now, I would love to start a little group of Volvo drivers of Cape Coral because I enjoy my Volvo.
You can do that, but you would only drive to the end of the street, so you would have to have it at the public.
Well, I would have. Well, I don't think I'm gonna have meetups, but I'd like to start a Volvo.
You just want to talk about them.
Yeah, they're
Volvo
Swedish,
drivers of Cape Coral.
They're Swedish.
Start a Facebook
European
group.
luxury.
See if you can get anybody to join the Volvo drivers of Cape Coral.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do
and
that.
their symbol is what?
Sorry.
Why are you sorry? Why are you sorry?
You're making obscene.
What's wrong with you, pussy?
That's an obscene gesture. that should not be on the internet.
Obscene gesture. Has anybody ever watched the news? I'm telling you
The
that
news?
that is far less offensive than that. If I whipped out my actual pussy, bent myself over, and licked it, it would be less offensive than the shit that's on the news. What?
You're not upholding my brand right now. My Volvo. How am I going to have a pool party of my Volvo driving?
I'm sorry. The last time we
Friends.
tried to have a pool party here,
Don't even.
we
But,
were going to
what
have a pool party
what
here.
I-
I'm
no.
not going to name who it was. We were going to have a pool party here for a local group. And we're like, okay, this day works, blah, blah, blah. Like, this time, it was the time that worked for us. And this woman who runs the group proceeded to tell me that I could not put the invitation to the event at my house in the group, and proceeded to tell me that people were bringing food. And I'm like, no. And proceeded to, because I had a whole menu planned, and then proceeded to tell me that that day didn't work and I need to do a different day. And she basically wanted to use my whole home as if it was a function hall.
Well, this is why I'm not having my Volvo group come over, because this and the gestures and stuff. It's just not.
I
cool.
think you should take your Volvo group to go hang out with that idiot. Anyway,
Anybody with a Volvo older than 10 years.
you and Todd Alvey has that old Volvo. Charlie was biodome building. That's why I was late. Set an alarm. Priorities, Charlie. You can biodome build and listen at the same time.
Well, it was hot.
And
it was probably
also-
hot there today, so they probably had to.
He's always late. I was thinking about you all day, and I wanted to hear more about how you're doing with your planner and getting 1% better every day. Y'all, I'm so committed to personal development, and Charlie's committed to personal development. My friend Jeff is committed to personal development. Anne is committed to personal development. I'm sure Tracy is too. I know Todd is. Like, there's just so many people, and personal development is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's important. If we all just get like a teeny bit better today every day. Oh, where's that?
Over there somewhere. That was just a boomer, I think. I didn't see anything go up. It might come down.
We don't know.
That was
So-
SpaceX launching Cape Coral.
It could be. They just had a rocket come down. They're reusing their rockets.
See that? That was close.
Our house might
Feel
be on
like-
fire.
I feel like Dan Rather and Nam.
So, I don't even know what to say about that.
You don't know
Um,
who any of those people are.
A Bronco style Jeep, like a Jeep on steroids. No, there's like Broncos now that like are wannabe Jeeps. And it's not my jam. But this woman has hers and she loves it. And I'm like, oh, I want it for a shade because it's a Bronco. Because it
Whatever
just seems
anybody
like
wants.
the new Broncos seem like they're trying too hard to be a Jeep. That's my humble opinion. Like, they look so similar.
I think it looks like somebody trying to make a Range Rover out of plastic parts. That's what I think of the Bronco. But then again,
You don't think it
if
looks like they're trying to
Bronco's
be a
your
Jeep?
jam, go to it.
You don't think that they're no, of course, whatever makes you happy. You don't think that they look like they're trying to be a Jeep?
No, I think they are trying to be a Range Rover.
All right, y'all are gonna have to let us know what you think. But anyway, I was like, listen, it's not my jam, but you do what makes you happy. Like, I don't care if the Toyota guy, if that makes him happy, it's not my jam, but whatever. And then of course, like, so I was like, well, she was telling me that she had named her Corvettes, and she said that she had named her Bronco, and I'm like, oh, you have to go OJ theme if you're gonna name a Bronco.
AC Cowlings.
There's so many options. You could call it AC or Cowlings, or you could call it Marsh Clark. You can call it Kardashian. Kato. But my favorite one, Ito. Doesn't
Judge
Ito sound like
It's the judge.
Judge Ito? Or you could call it the judge.
Marsh
You just call it Ito. But I think that's the way to
glove
go.
don't fit.
Anne said to tell you that Elias loves Volvos, which
See,
is her
I'm telling you,
sweetheart.
I'm telling you. It's
Some people love them.
It's a exquisite taste. Is what it is.
We would love to hear any feedback that you guys have. You can send it to us privately, or you can post it in the group. We would love to hear your thoughts about the future of the podcast, what you would like to see more of, what you would like to see less of, etc. But I think that now that we're like a little bit, like, I'm so prepared. Look at all my notes for tonight, and we're not even going to get to half of them. So I think it's just, sometimes it's not going to be as good because I'm not going to be feeling as well. But I guess if I'm not feeling well, then I take cannabis.
Right, and then it's
It's on fire. So that's how we were going to solve the problem moving forward, I guess. I also want you to know, this book. Actually, I want to read what Anne said. I'm committed to bettering myself. Don't batter yourself. I'm committed to bettering myself, but I'm the worst procrastinator and I can't get my shit together. I haven't followed any set schedule since I stopped working. And having a morning and a bedtime routine will change your life. So Doug and I now in the morning,
We have a routine.
and it's funny because it didn't happen when you were here because I was fighting with the stupid fucking idiots. You weren't here long enough, by the way. We need you to come back. Come back.
I think you know what it was with Ann. I think she you know how like when you go on a date and you have like
I'm still fighting with them, by the way.
your friend call up like during the date so you have an out.
Yeah.
I think that's what Ann had. I think.
Is that what Uncle Tom was
Uncle
for?
Tom came
So
over.
Uncle Tom came to rescue
Yeah,
us.
he was your out.
So what we normally do in the morning is we actually meditate together and we do Wim Hof together. And this weekend we did yoga together.
Yeah, we did yoga. A couple
How'd you
times.
find the yin yoga?
I did not have tight shoulders today.
So there you go. And in a perfect world, we would do both. We would do the yoga as well every day, but somebody's gonna have to start waking up earlier. Charlie says, well, personal development. I'm building my biodome, hitting the gym regularly, need to work on my creativity and own business. So I'm a work in progress. We all are, but it's like, if you make that 1% improvement every day, like Charlie said, you're doing pretty good. And, you know, even the idea that you're thinking about it, puts you in the right direction. You know how many people go through their lives and like can never look at themselves? Yeah. Like they're just checked out and like they accept life as it is. And they're like, oh, this is who I am. And I'm, you know, that's what I'm going to be. Ridiculous. And to that ilk, I want to bring up this book that I have now read. I don't know if I've read 3 chapters or 4 chapters. I have read 4 chapters. This book is called Boundaries. And it is by Cloud and Townsend. I will say the one thing that I didn't realize when I bought the book, and you will realize as you read through it, is that where are you going? He's hiding from the sprinklers. It's really good, and I'm going to go through it like a little bit more with you guys. Not tonight because we don't have time, but at the end of chapter 1. What are you doing? It says, this book aims to help you see the deeply biblical nature of the boundaries as they operate in the character of God, his universe, and his people. So, in the first chapter, not so much with the Bible quotes, but after that, there's Bible quotes. But the way that they work them in, they're actually, you don't really notice after a little while. The only reason you even know that they're including Bible quotes is because they put that like John 3:16 stuff. So I would say, like, you know, yes, it has a Christian slant to it, because it quotes the Bible, but most of it's like psychological stuff. And I think that this book would be fine for anyone, even if you get like cringy when people start being like Bible-y. And I don't know why that happens. Like, I think it's because, and I want to advise this to people that watch, because my friend John is a perfect example of this. John's a great guy, but John will shove Jesus right down your fucking throat. And the problem is when you try to shove Jesus down people's throats, they're gonna withdraw.
It's called the gag reflex.
And honestly, like, the thing about this book that's really cool is that they don't shove Jesus down your throat. Like, while they're talking about it and quoting the Bible, they don't really shove it down your throat. It's like, oh, okay. Barb O'Neill does that too. Barb O'Neill, who is this natural healing person, she's always talking about, oh, in the Bible. But like, you know what? There's some really, it's like basically a handbook for life. The problem that I have, and Ann and I had discussed this, was that it's really dependent on the translation, because there's millions of translations of the Bible, and of course it's all in how you interpret it, but we're getting it like interpreted. It's like the telephone game. And I believe people have used the Bible or other religious texts or religion or whatever they fucking can to manipulate people. And so if you've had people try to manipulate you or ostracize you or judge, or, you know, maybe they've been homophobic or you know, in some way, shape, or form not appealing, Christianity can turn, these Bible quotes can turn people off. And it's like, I think there's a line between, I want to save you, because I understand, like, if you're a born again Christian, you believe that you need to save other people. There's a fine line between I want to save you and I'm not being effective. And I think when you try to shove it down people's throats, you're not being effective. And I would argue that this book does not shove it down your throats, and I believe it is very effective. Anne says, I don't want the podcast to end. It's important to me and a lot of other people. I didn't want to overstay my welcome, and my uncle was important to see me. I'm loved. Yes, you are loved. Well, come back. And I guess you're stuck with us podcast wise because you, Todd, the kids, like everybody loves the fucking thing. So we're gonna keep going.
She wasn't even here long enough to get in a fight with us.
She didn't even throw herself at you. She didn't crash your car. She didn't break any of her shit. Yeah. Anne's the best house guest ever. She can come back.
She wasn't so
you can come. Want to be sister wives? We'll be sister wives. It'll be great. I do want to share the comments that I had on the book though. So Doug, I've been sharing tidbits of the book with you.
Yes.
What have you thought of it so far?
It's been very good. I think everybody on some level has issues with setting boundaries, respecting boundaries, et cetera, et cetera. And I think what it is, those books, like they require a lot of thought, right? So they can just tell you, and if you just skim over it and yeah, right. And but when you really start to think about it, that's when you can kind of find those little gems of improvement.
I will say I have done a lot of underlining this book. My friend Jen, my hot ass neighbor, is going to borrow it when I'm done, but I have done a lot of underlining. I have a few notes in it. I'm telling you, of all the books I've read thus far in personal development, this is the one that is challenging me the most. And I always thought it was like, oh, I don't know how to set boundaries with people. And, because I'm too nice. But the reality is that it's so much more than that. And so this book should be called Stacy, You Suck. But that's not what they called it. I don't know if they could. Well, if they sold it as Stacy, You Suck, they would sell a lot of those in Rhode Island.
If you wrote a book called Stacy Teaches You How to Suck, that could be that could be a book.
That would do well, I think.
No, but I think the thing about that book, a lot of those self-help books are just like telling you stuff you probably already know. Sometimes the root cause of stuff you need to improve on, you don't know. But a lot of it's like kind of rudimentary kind of, and I think like even Tony Robbins, I think, suffers from that. Like I think like that stuff's all stuff and it's within you to figure out.
See, if you dive in on Tony Robbins stuff, it's very specific. Like I've done a lot of Tony Robbins work. He does a lot of really specific stuff. He references a lot of different things. Like I think if you only do a cursory glance on Tony Robbins, you may think that, but if you actually read his books, he's got a lot of really good practical information. And I find him to be really inspiring.
I think that's where I was going with, like practical information. Like I think, and whereas this it starts asking questions that I have not really heard asked before, or topics that have been brought up that haven't been brought up before.
Well, and they talk about, and I'm like on chapter 4, and I only shared a little bit with you today about chapter 4, but like they're talking about child development and how child development and our development as people, how that impacts your ability to set boundaries down the road. P.S. If you had a childhood full of trauma, nobody wanted you around, you can't set any boundaries. And you might be like overbearing, and maybe you share too much information, and maybe you make people feel like they're being forced to do what you want them to do because you're really like trying to help, but sometimes it comes across as if you're trying to control them, even if you're not, but you are worried about them and you want to help them, and you're Stacy and you suck. So that's yeah, you're right. And so I do want to finish my comments about the book, and I'll circle back to the comments. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm not forgetting you, I promise. Oh my God, I had it open and I lost it. So a lot of people that I knew had already read this book. Like I said, it should be called Stacy, You Suck. But we will discuss it a chapter a night on the podcast, which is fucked up because I'm already 4 chapters in. Charlie, my friend Jeff, who may or may not be here. Sometimes he skulks on us. He says, I know how you feel. I recently read Am I Making Myself Clear by Terry Felber on how to be a better communicator. And now that I'm finished reading it, I'm wondering if I should just shut the fuck up. He said F, but I said fuck. And I said, oh snap, I'll definitely need to shut up if I read it. I don't know how much more I can take. Because again, like this has been a hard pill to swallow. And I swallow a lot of pills. And I'm pretty good at the swallow. Am I good at the swallowing?
I would rather not comment.
Okay. And so, of course, there was a whole conversation about that. My friend Kimberly Gale Flattery, who's like my sister-in-law. How does that work?
It's your sister-in-law's sister.
So she's my sister-in-law's sister. So she's my sister-in-law once removed. She said that I don't suck and the boundaries are hard. And I'm like, oh, no, I for sure suck. At least in this department. She cared. I said, but I truly appreciate your vote of confidence. And she gave me a little smooch, which I didn't see until just now. And then of course, Cindy Bennett recommended a couple of books. The year is The Go-Giver by Bob Berg. She recommended, and she's also recommended other books in the series. And she also recommended, and I don't use this, and I don't really feel like I need to, but she uses a tool called Goodreads, where you can share books with your friends and notes about the books and whatnot. I'm like, okay, somebody recommends a book. I buy it on Amazon. It comes to the house and I read it when I have time. Fireworks! Do I look like Kilroy?
You can't get into the water like for protection.
I never noticed. I always think my nose is big.
Like a pickle?
I'm still getting, you want to, in a 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear.
The Humpty Dance is one of the greatest songs ever.
That's true.
End of story.
And then of course, Christina Upton loved the book. Billy says, without boundaries, this is my friend Billy from Peru. Love him. Without boundaries, you can't define yourself. By the way, you don't suck. You're a work in progress.
Oh, look at that, Billy.
I sucked a little bit yesterday in the living room in front of the window.
Oh, well, that's that.
What? You're pretty happy about it at the time.
Enough chit chat.
No. He was very happy about it at the time. Suddenly we're prude.
I don't like to be public with that kind of thing.
It was in front of the window and the blinds were open.
See the window with the trees.
I don't like to be public while we're in front of the window. My friend Dawn says that was a game changer for me. When I read it 7 years ago for the first time, I reread it again and again because there's always something new that I take from it. It's a lot. And Deb Jorge asked if we were going to do the shows. Obviously, we'll cover it. And Cece Marie said she loved it. Giovanna Lawson said she loved it. Nicole, who's been to the podcast before, she said that she needs the book. And, and I pointed out to the people that it does have a religious spin to it. And of course, my friend Lori said it must be a good book and chimed in. I've been told that I need to read the Bible then toss it away. People have no clue that the Bibles they read isn't the actual Bible. The Dead Sea Scrolls is apparently the real deal, which goes to the point that I made about, interpretations. My friend Michelle needed to read it. My friend Lise, L-I-E-S-E. I don't know if that's Leslie. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. She said it was a tough one for me. I realized it was hard. Got me to get me to have boundaries because as a child, I wasn't allowed to have boundaries or even my own opinions. That book really helped. Again, I'm working on it myself. I heard of this book. She wanted to know if it would be good for her and her 14-year-old. It might be a lot for a 14-year-old. It's a lot for me. I'm 46. My friend Crystal loves the book. She also read Boundaries with Teens and the marriage one. She needs all the help she can get. She sucks at boundaries. She also loves Keep Your Love On by Danny Silk, which Keep Your Love On by Danny Silk. I don't know if she said it was, I think that she said it was biblical as well.
Danielle Steele also.
This is another great book by him. It is Bible based. So the one of the things that I have a hard time with the Bible based as well is that if you're all these like moments where like they're like, I digress. I can't, like, I'm having such a hard time paying attention as it is. If you're jumping all over the place, much like I do, I can't fucking follow it. And then, people thank me. But anyway, everybody that's read it recommends it. So I'm only chapter 4 in. We haven't discussed even a single chapter yet. And so you're not too late. And you could also do Audible. I can't do Audible. I can't pay attention that long, but some people do. Sure. When we do in the car and we discuss books, that's nice. But when we tried to do Dianetics, that did not go well.
Dianetics.
We tried to listen to Dianetics on the way down. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I'm not one to judge, but like, how is that like the Bible for your religion? I don't get it. And I was reading about the Baha'i faith, which is Baha'i, B''HI faith, which Rainn Wilson actually practices. And I thought he was saying the high faith. And it's definitely, it's interesting conceptually. I don't know that I agree with all of their traditions and whatnot, but they want to unite people. And I like that. Charlie says, on the topic of the podcast, if you watch people with successful podcasts, when they first started, they were unknowns till they found their niche and pulled people in. Yeah. So one of the big things for us is just we need to get more people that are watching, particularly interacting with the show. And that would help a lot. And, you know, hopefully people will catch on. Hopefully we'll find our niche. And I don't know. I don't want to be like a podcast that's like, oh, here we are. Let's talk about turtles. Like, I like that we talk about a lot of different things.
I would totally do a podcast about turtles, but I would not do it.
Well, it's kind of like one of those morning shows with like, you know, like Regis and Kathy Lee was back in the day. But it's also, Todd said that it's a little Howard Stern. It's a little Rush Limbaugh.
It's a little Howard Stern over here. And Rush Limbaugh over here.
So I don't know. We're still working on it, and you know, we're just doing our best, and you know, we appreciate your feedback. And you know, honestly, the only thing that matters to us in the world is what you guys think. If you don't watch the podcast, I don't give two shits what you think. Honestly, I'm at the point. I'm so pissed off at people that can't take time out of their busy schedule to watch 5 minutes of our fucking podcast.
So thank you for taking.
I wouldn't piss on those people if they were on fire. Okay, I would, but I would be mad about it while I did it. Anne says, Elias, she says, I thought it was Elias, but she says Elias, studied the Bible, the Quran, and the holy books. He's so knowledgeable about the Bible and gives quotes often. I've gotten a lot of insight on this. Yeah. There's a fantastic movie called Zeitgeist. I believe it's on Amazon, and it talks about the similarities of all the faiths. Very interesting film. And there's another great book that I highly recommend called Zen Spirit, Christian Spirit. Talks about the similarities between Christianity and Buddhism and all religions, as it were, as they relate to one another. Okay. Zany Mom Lorraine says, you are 46, baby girl. Thank you for coming, Lorraine. I am 46 until next week. Or maybe 47.
There's only one person I ever knew called Lorraine.
I love that name. That's hot.
It's a good name.
Lorraine.
Good.
It makes me think of in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
The mom's name was Lorraine.
Yeah.
She's pretty. I think it's like a sexy old Hollywood kind of glam name. Like I picture you in like a fitted like the Marilyn Monroe dress that Kim Kardashian's ass busted out of, like where it's like all fitted and stuff, and you're all curvy and sexy. Go girl.
All right, she would get alcohol inks on it. So
I don't know how we know you, but I'm so glad you're
here.
My
former stepsister-in-law.
Oh,
Lori. Yeah, and she has recently launched a little artistic career with these alcohol ink paints and is doing fantastic. It's fantastic.
Lorraine, if we can do anything to help you promote your art, we're happy to do it. Just like send us a link to your website or whatever. I mean, listen, if you want to send us free stuff, we will take free stuff. We love art. However, we would just love to promote you just to be nice, and not because you're really.
And now I feel bad because
she's your former. She's your former ex-sister-in-law.
Step-sister-in-law. Yeah, former ex.
In any case, doesn't matter if you used to be related to us. It doesn't matter if you're divorced from somebody that's
saying nice things. And
we want to support you. We want to support you. Incidentally, one of your relatives said that I looked older.
Oh, that's right. Well, not one of her relatives. But
it's not one of her relatives? No. Okay, good.
Relative.
Oh my God, somebody tried to say that I looked older. Like her white trash accent was pretty funny.
Stop.
What?
They'll use this in court.
What are they going to use in court? Somebody said that she looks older. Okay, well, you're there with your... Okay. I have some stuff to say, but I'm going to bite my tongue for once. Let's go back to talking about blowjobs in the window. Charlie says, actually, the Ethiopian Bible is the most comprehensive collection of the Bible and is more of the books than the King James Version. Interesting. Not something I really know about, but I think you can learn from absolutely everything and absolutely everyone. It's what you choose to take out of it. So while I may not...
this podcast, you can take something spiritual or whatever out of this podcast.
I like, we've covered a lot tonight. Like, have you learned anything? Because that would be good. Charlie, Elias and I spoke about the Ethiopian Bible today.
Good night, folks.
No, this is
two Ethiopian Bible references in one day. I gotta go.
I gotta tell you though, like, it's funny with this group. It's like our niche is like people who are totally random. like, don't take life too seriously and just come from a place of love. And I feel like fucking awesome about that. And of course, we are happy to support any of our friends' businesses that we can. Like I said, Wood to Art is one Rugworthy is another one we support. I'd like to support Manifest in Fort Myers. It's where I go to get my dreadlocks done. She's really expanding. I can't get in with her till October now.
October?
And I haven't had my locks done since.
I thought you were A-list.
It's been since like October. She's just booked way out, and I canceled on her twice, so I fucking suck. But she's been so great to me. And then, of course, Vitamin C Chiropractic is one of my favorite businesses. And, of course, we love, which is over on the West Coast and on the East Coast in Florida in the Ormond Beach, Daytona. She'll even go to Orlando area. She's a mobile chiropractor. She's one of my closest friends. She carries standard process supplements. She can get you your biomat with your HSA card. She's fucking
whatever
awesome.
the Ethiopian Bible suggests you do for supplements, she'll handle it.
And then Tracy says we are a fun group of random weirdos. Yeah, nailed it. And so oh Jesus, that's another episode. This is the old one. So I still have like 20 notes.
Yeah,
we don't have time for that shit, but we will loop back on it.
Sprinklers just went on. We gotta.
No, we're well beyond that. But I do want to briefly do some gratitude. Do you have any gratitude?
Oh, I have all kinds of gratitude.
Oh shit, I have one thing I want to tell you.
Oh,
because it was on the Today Show this morning.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I remember there was something you were going to talk about.
Because Doug will appreciate this. You nature people will appreciate this. It was. Oh.
They just like do these random things. It's like Baghdad.
Tomorrow will be a little bit more lively. So this guy went on the Today Show this morning. I caught a clip of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sorry, TikTok. It's another one. Where the hell is it? I think they just echo a lot. So, and of course, good luck getting your kids to sleep tonight. For our neighbors who have itty bitties. This guy goes on the Today Show this morning, and apparently, like, he works with PETA, or like PETA's pissed at him. I don't know what it was, but he got this Kevlar suit.
Yeah.
And had an anaconda eat him.
Oh, I've heard about this guy. Yeah.
You saw the video by the pool, right? The little black racer, and he was like,
yeah.
And I'm like, ah! Doug's trying to catch it with.
So
like
here's the problem with the
noodle.
anaconda letting the anaconda eat you, is that once the anaconda eats you, which is his normal thing, he just eats stuff. They have to cut the anaconda open and get you out.
So did they cut the anaconda open to get him out?
They would have to.
Or maybe they like pulled him out.
I don't know if that actually
like a Drano, like like with like a snake, and you just like reach in the snake with a snake to pull you out.
Squeeze it out.
I don't know how they got it out. I didn't really get to watch the rest of it, but it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So he had a Kevlar suit because the anaconda squishes you and then it swallows you. He said, and the Kevlar suit made it so that, or I think it was Kevlar, some material,
sort of suit.
Some sort of fancy suit. Like a Hugo Boss suit. Like it was like a Hugo Boss suit. And so he's got his little suit on, and the thing to keep him from getting crushed, and the thing is strangling him, and it just, the last thing he saw was, it was just like, and it just swallowed him. And he said it felt like when you like, when you're on the beach and a wave gets you, you get tumbled over by the wave. That's what it felt like. I can't even, I need to watch the whole story, but like, that's some fucking crazy ass shit.
Like, because you're destroying an animal for absolutely no reason.
Did they destroy the animal?
How the hell are they gonna get the guy back out?
I think that they used a little hook.
No.
They pulled them out.
Their teeth are backwards.
Maybe he got shit out of the animal. I don't know. I don't know what happened to the guy, but he got a lot of flack for it. So we need to find out more about the story.
Dumbass.
I would love to hear what you guys are grateful for, because we're about to dive into our gratitude. Anne says she's grateful for this group of people I met because of the podcast. This podcast joined random people together by their heartstrings. Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
We're good for something.
Yeah.
I blame you.
It was my idea.
Yeah.
I am brilliant. Charlie says there is a book I want to grab. That book has some things that are considered heresy by the Catholic Church, which makes me extremely curious. Interesting that you should say that. I watched a TikTok today, which I normally say I read today. No, I watched a TikTok today. It was who the fuck was it? It might have been Two Bears, One Cave. I'm not really sure. I don't think it was. It was it wasn't Bert Kreischer. It might have been Segura, but I'm not really sure. But anyway, this guy was talking about how the Roman Empire didn't go away. It just became the Catholic Church. The
Yeah,
Vatican,
I
the
can
Vatican,
see
and
that.
that
Yeah, I can
they
follow that.
run the world, and they have
I can
churches
follow that.
everywhere, and the Roman Empire is still a thing. Very interesting thought. We'll have to dive further into that a night when it's not
We've said too much.
9:52. Anne said, I would be thankful for silent fireworks. Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, like, I know that it's so hard because, like, people get upset about their pets, and I can understand that, but we live in Southwest Florida. Like, it's thunder, like, every day. Well, actually, this year, we are not getting enough rain. It's a bad situation. We have not been getting nearly enough rain this year. But normally we have afternoon thunderstorms. So it's a tough place to have pets. And then for the fireworks, like I get it, like the noise, the debris, and now they're talking about doing like holographic fireworks.
Drones and things like the Burning Man.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll find a new, better firework situation. So let's do our gratitude and we'll cover the rest tomorrow because I have like 20 things like left. So I'm super grateful. You can just chime in with it. I want to hear more about what you guys are thankful for. I want to hear what you're thankful for. But the first thing I'm thankful for is my Wesley, my stepson, who is 28. I'm so thankful for him. I love him so much. And even though he buys dad joke books for Doug to torture me, Todd, if you could see my face right now, you would know that I'm mad. Okay, go ahead. Do you have something you're thankful for? Are you thankful for Wesley?
I am also very thankful for Wes.
You know what I bet Wesley is thankful for?
Fireworks on his birthday.
Well, I was going to say your sperm, but sure. What if it weren't for your, as Nolan said, all trauma starts with your penis.
Okay.
So
I'll buy that.
Wesley was here because you had a good time.
Right,
Wesley is here because Doug had a good time one night, and I am so grateful that we have him in, what a wonderful life is while you're in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen that kid overcome so much that anytime you have a little something to overcome, you know that you can do it because
I gotta tell you, I could literally have Wes on the podcast, like just me and Wes on the podcast, and have deep conversations every night. He's so insightful and thoughtful and lovely, and I just love him.
Says nothing.
My second, and certainly not second in my heart, is the amazing gift that I got from Anne. That made my day. My third thing, again, not less than anything else, is the card that we got from our other friend Anne. I got to talk to Todd today, so that's my fifth thing. I don't even know. I get to spend time with my friend Jen, my hot ass neighbor. I drove her to work this morning, and then this afternoon I had to go to UPS, and I picked her up from work because I was trying to save her husband the aggravation because their 2-year-old was sound asleep on the sofa. Can you imagine waking up a 2-year-old to put her in the car just to drive? Please. I was out anyway. I figured I would help her out. And it actually worked out for me because I do not know my way around. And the UPS store is like kind of hidden on Del Prado. Mm-hmm. And you know how Del Prado is normally.
Oh, it's
a shit show. Yeah. And there's a traffic light every 5 minutes. But if you miss your traffic light, you have to turn around and make a U-turn on 6 lanes of traffic at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank God Jen went with me. She showed me just where to go. It was awesome. We went to the Dollar Tree. We got the hat. I don't know if anybody even saw the little flamingo hats. Aren't they so cool? They're so cool. They're little flamingo hats. They're patriotic. They're like your Uncle Sam. We love you. God bless America. I am also thankful for herbs. We loaded up on our organic herbs at Trader Joe's. The dirt came today.
And I cooked with some of them today, even though I haven't.
Oh my God! Can you please tell the people about the chicken salad you
Chicken salad today.
So Doug's been doing leftover chicken turned into chicken salad.
Chop it up, celery, spinach, and that's making me feel weird in my bathing suit area. And I grabbed some rosemary from the thing. I just chopped it up. Mayonnaise, avocado oil mayonnaise. I'm telling you, the crap that passes for mayonnaise, the soybean oil and all this crap.
Bueno. No seed oils.
You gotta get this. Yeah, you gotta get the good stuff. And even if you get avocado, you gotta check because it might just be.
You have to read. You have to read the ingredients on everything. Costco carries the organic avocado mayonnaise. One brand that I think that you can trust fairly reasonably with all of their products is Primal Kitchen.
Primal Kitchen.
Their buffalo sauce is fantastic. Actually, are they out of the buffalo sauce?
I have not seen they have avocado oil buffalo sauce, which is actually very good.
So good for you.
So anyways, the chicken salad, it's very easy. You just chop up a bunch of stuff, throw it in.
So
what's the
it's
name?
mayonnaise, the chicken. Did you put
Chicken.
celery? I don't think you
I
put
put
celery.
celery today. Yep.
Chives
Chives.
and fresh rosemary.
Yep.
Oh my
It was
God.
very good. And
So good.
it was left over from the Instant Pot last night. You just sear the sides of the chicken,
Put
and
it
I
in
threw
Instant Pot.
some of the green goddess dressing from Trader Joe's on there, and that was what
It was
gave
a good time.
most of its
I
flavor.
am thankful for Trader Joe's. That's where we got the herbs, and we picked up a bunch of other stuff.
We hadn't been in a long time. We hadn't been since the storm, I don't think.
We hadn't
So it's
been
been
because
a
I have
good-
not been
good
feeling up
6
to doing
months.
the driving, and I was going by myself every week.
Can I just say we're thankful down here for air conditioning
Oh
because
God.
it was insanely hot. today.
101 while I was out in the Jeep today.
Yeah, and that's and probably felt like 10 degrees warmer than that, and it was super humid, and there was like the garage. The garage was literally like a sauna today. It had to have been easy 130 degrees in that garage today.
It was it was
And
warmer
there's
than
no
the
windows
sauna.
in the garage, so
And
anyways,
it smells like carbon monoxide.
oh,
Like you're like,
yum,
is somebody trying to kill
Yum.
themselves out here?
yum.
Like if you leave the garage open even a little tiny bit, the whole house smells like garage. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
So you got to make sure you shut it. I will say I had to go to UPS to return some tank tops that I bought on Amazon. Tank tops with bra built in because I needed bras and I needed shirts. So I just decided to cut out the middleman. And but I had bought 2 where you could see not only nipple, because I got some nipples, but you could see areola, unlike my friend over there who has no areolas. If you're not familiar, I have a table. It looks like a mermaid. We call her areola because she ain't got none. She just got nipples. I am, of course, so we went to the UPS store and it was like the nicest Indian couple that owned it. And they were so nice and they reminded me of my Indian family back home. I tried to invite myself to their house for butter chicken.
You just want the.
They said she makes very good curry. And I'm like, where's my fucking curry? And then I was telling them about how you can't do the Indian dances. And they thought Doug Wally was hilarious.
Doug Wally is
I'm like, my husband thinks, so Doug's birthday
it's an
falls
Ameri- You know, it's
during
where the American and the Indian cultures meet. Is Doug Wally, and I'm
it's
happy
Diwali. It's the Festival of Lights, and it falls on Doug's birthday usually,
I will
and so he calls it
happily
Doug Wally.
mend the fences between us and India.
And Doug thinks that the Indian dances where they're going,
yeah,
he thinks it's like that, like you're shooting a basketball. So he's terrible. And we had a great chat, so I was really grateful for them. I left them an awesome review. They're on Del Prado, which is is less convenient to go to, but I will go to that one again just because they were really nice. I'm sure that the ones on Cape Coral Parkway are nice as well, but I've never been there. And I don't know if they're Indian, and I like the Indians. I don't know what to tell you. Might be racist, but I like them.
It's reverse racism.
I was like, I miss my Indian friends back home.
Yeah,
your accents are making me so homesick. And then I said, I wanted to thank everybody who supports the podcast. I'm so grateful for you guys every single day. And I'm also really grateful for the dick down I'm about to get. That's what I have to say about that.
I'm not grateful for that guy that's supposed to be coming over and delivering.
Are you going to do it or not?
Huh?
You're going to put your dick inside me?
How long is this podcast going?
We're done.
I'm already yawning.
It's 10 o'clock. We got to be done.
All right. Done.
Are you thankful for anything?
All things. Food, shelter, air conditioning, hot water, toothpaste, toothbrush. Now I'm starting to sing. Silent Park. We
already covered that one. So anyway.
It says, is there anything below that?
Nope.
Then
Wait. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This could be here for a while.
This is going to be the longest podcast ever. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, son. Oh my God, Tracy, I love you. I love you so
That's
much.
what the guy said.
And I got enough
inside of an anaconda.
Let me just tell you something. I got enough buns for all of us. It's what I like to call a juicy double. Charlie says, wait, the guy survived? Yeah, no, he was on the Today Show. He had like a Kevlar suit. I gotta watch it. Like, we gotta watch it, but like, look it up.
More on that tomorrow.
Anaconda Man. Tracy says to Ann, you're the best. Love you. Right? Everybody loves Ann. Everybody loves Tracy. Everybody loves Charlie. Everybody loves Todd. We all love each other. It's a love fest. Which is ironic because they're called haters and this is called marital hate. Tracy says, working at the animal hospital, the frequency of fireworks is bad. My dogs don't mind thunder, but they're freaking out. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. I don't know if this would help, but one of the things that they had told us to do when we had a dog that was getting sick was chamomile tea worth a shot. But you're a vet person. She's not a vet. She's like a vet tech, I think.
Vet tech, I think.
I don't know.
Something.
She's awesome. Yes, the Vatican is way more powerful than people think and way creepier than people think. Let's talk about what they did with the fucking molesting priests and how they moved them around and covered shit up and how it was encouraged. Todd is smiling and he's kissing and he's laughing. Tracy says she's grateful for the random rabbit holes that we go down. It keeps the wheels going. Boy, do we ever. And then she says she's thankful for Mona Lauren.
Oh, so now you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're a full-fledged tribe member right
This
there.
is how we party right now is Mona Lauren. Just get yourself some Mona Lauren.
You'll be
Trust me, you will thank me later.
You'll be all right.
You guys also need a sinus bomb. I think I'm just going to start making them up and
Missing a
sending
limb?
them out.
Take some Mona Lauren. It'll grow back.
Here's my problem is I have all this stuff that I want to send to people, but I don't want to go to the post office and I don't want to package things, and shipping things is really expensive. So can you guys just come over and I'll give it to you? So anyway, it is 10:02. I don't know if this is our longest podcast ever, but it's pretty
I
long.
think it may be.
And I didn't even cover half my notes. So we are back at it.
Tomorrow.
And we will be here tomorrow.
with
We
the
will
fireworks.
hopefully have some fireworks. And we will we can't wait to see you guys. And keep please, tell your friends or don't.
I'll be playing a John Philip Sousa march on my tuba.
That would be great if you did that, but we don't have a tuba. We have a bass clarinet, many guitars.
Yeah,
a
we
bass.
don't need to go into the list because
We
we
have
to get
many
off the
guitars.
podcast.
Good night, guys. We love you.
See ya.
Bye.